Had to call them out. Special dinner. Let's get Tony a special dinner. Don't leave the hat on in bed. It's bad luck like that. Well, well, well. Oh, Abby's gonna want some. Okay, Abby wants some too. Oh. Which one does everybody want? They're the same. Abby, just have the other one. Yeah. Just eat the other one if he's not gonna eat it. They're the exact same. Don't let him bully you. Tony, don't be a bully. Alright. Operation Sleepy Sleeps. Enabled. Engaged. The hell do we got going on in here?
Oh.
What is this?
Just hanging out.
Hanging out. Pro Star. I'm not sure why I said Pro Star, but I'm just gonna go with it. Pro Star. For the Marines.
Hmm.
I guess it's one of those kind of type of one of those. It's one of those. It's one of those evenings. It's like, so what are we doing tonight for the show? I have no idea. There's absolutely nothing. We got nothing. We even reached out for audience engagement and asked them, hey, 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 and you know what? Nobody said anything. You know what? You know what that means? That means people don't want After Dark. That's what that means. You know what?
I'm here.
But you know what I
I didn't know
mean?
there was an engagement thing that I was
Oh,
supposed to like click on.
well, no, it was this thing, and you know what I mean? Like it's like, hey, what would you want to be talked about on the show? And nobody says a word. You know, not one peep. And
You know.
you know, and then it's kind of like, so what's up with that? What's up with? Oh, now you're both wanting that one. None of you like the little bowl. You all just like the big, well, the tall one. All right, there you go, Abby. Yeah, go for the other one. He's distracted with that one. There you go. Abby's playing the long game here. She's. Oh, now she wants the other one. Oh, Tony is coming. He's coming for it. Abby, chew faster. Just inhale the food. All right, there you go. Welcome,
Question for you.
welcome to the channel. It is a cat video channel where we make cat videos mostly and talk about cats. The e-girls I love cats girl is a lie, and yeah, the eHarmony cat girl, it's a lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie. The eHarmony cat girl is a
The
lie.
eHarmony cat girl is a lie. It was a bit. It was all a bit. None of it was authentic. It was not genuine. It lacked authenticity. That's right. You know, the one that's like, I love cats. I love every kind of cat. I just wanna hug all of them, but I can't hug every cat. Yeah, it's a lie. It is a lie. We were spoon-fed a lie. And we were just accepted to just eat it up. But we got to the bottom of that bullshit. That bullshit ice cream. That wouldn't really be really good. It would be like ice cream, but with like pieces of hay in it. And grass.
It would be super digested because it's, what do you call it? Chewed twice.
Oh yeah, and the four stomachs?
Yeah. Real fine grain.
Overcome the challenge and adversity, Abby. That's right. Go for the bowl he's not going for. Let it go, Indy. Let it go. Let it go,
Keep
Indy.
switching it up.
Let it go. They seem to like this. They're enjoying it. They get some limelight. They get some
And wet foods.
wet foods. They're superstars. They're the talent. I'm just the agent. I'm just the director. Tony's going back and forth between these two bowls as if they're like two different things. But they are the exact same thing.
Different. It has a different flavor because of the different bowl.
The different bowl. One's the blue bowl. One has blue flavor. The other one's got red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds about right. Now,
Like up on a stand.
I just railroaded over what you said. You had a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to play Red Dead Redemption?
Red Dead Redemption. Oh, come on. Oh man. Oh man. I mean, like, oh man. Well, I wouldn't want to play the story.
Yeah, well, online.
I mean, I guess, but then, you know, like, what is this? What are we doing here? What is?
You're gonna create a character, and then I'm gonna assist you in doing your startup quests.
Startup quests? But this isn't a gaming stream. It says it's a gaming stream. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a gaming stream. This is Afterdark. This is where we talk about how female custodies are woke and going broke. This is where we complain about all the weird things in the musical episode of Star Trek Discovery, or whatever the fuck it was.
And we can complain about how the, Wild West is pretty well, like...
Whoa. We can't be complaining about the Wild West, right? We can't be doing that. That is nor based, nor is it pilled of some type of color on the spectrum. Oh yeah, this is Colors Month, isn't it? Welcome to Colors Month. Welcome to Rainbow Month. I'm Slaith the Rainbow Space Rainbow. We support Pretty on Slaith the Rainbow Space Rainbow. It's Pretty Month, where we all have rainbows. Rainbows. Yeah. I guess we got that out of the way. That's that's what it is. It's the Rainbow Show, starring Rainbow Dash Tony. That's right. He's Tony the Jabroni. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Oh my God. Tony, you're disowned. Oh, you're not. Oh, he's been a trooper today. We're taking out his we're trying to fix his matted fur.
Uh-oh.
So he was given lots of combing. There was lots of combing. A little bit of very careful tip snipping. Not like the oh boyum gotta snip the goyim kind of snip the tip, but like like trying to get rid of the matted fur kind of snip the tip, and then comb that out. And then I got like some cat shampoo and put that in, hoping it would like it's the hoping, like that would like loosen it up a little bit. And I let him just kind of go to his thing, because it's one of those kind of like you just put the shampoo, you put it in, and then you just kind of let them go, and it's fine. It's one of those kinds.
Yeah. The dry.
Yeah. And he comes back and he's looking like Sonic the Hedgehog Super Saiyan. So I give him a little bit of a little brush here. Okay, let's get that all out, and so he's looking all poofy right now. But he's still got all these mats on the side here. And he doesn't like the clippers, the bzzz, he doesn't like that. It scares him, right? He's a brave boy.
Cats don't.
He's a brave boy, but that one was too much. Although he was really brave last night. What was it? Because there was like, I don't know, like the fire alarm started going off a bunch last night. I'm going to bed. The fire alarms are going off. Cats are all freaking out. He's not having it. He's just not having it. So I'm just waiting there. I'm just laying there in bed waiting for it. And Tony jumps up next to me, kind of thing. Like, like for, I guess, I don't know. He was looking for security. He was looking for a home in all the wrong places, but he stays here. And, he was just sitting right next to me, just kind of like, I'm safe here. Like, everything is going to hell. But here's where I'm going to go. Because
it's just fine.
This is the right spot, right here. This is the place where I belong. In the bedtime, fire alarms blaring. Take me home. My name is Tone. Yeah. Pretty well, that's it. Let's see if we can get some more cats to show up. Leave out the cat bait. Catch a cat. To catch a predator. Feline edition. Wait a minute. You know what? That doesn't sound good. It's not that kind of show, everybody. It's not the donkey show. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I have no idea what to talk about on this night's thing. Yeah. I guess it just falls back to the same old stuff. It's pretty much everything's woke. The Fallout TV show is good. And
it really is a good TV show.
Right. X-Men is okay, although it's a bit woke at times and a little bit uncomfortable, right? Because
yeah, it gets me sick.
Well, it gets you sick, but you know what? There's more than that. Even there's parts of it where it's like, ooh, they made some decisions here. Like, okay, do you remember the character Morph back in the 90s, right? And he was like, he looked like this heroin addict, and he was like Wolverine's friend, and he betrays the X-Men, and then he comes back and he saves the day or something, right? So they've updated. They've changed the character Morph to be a little bit different now. He's a little bit different now. So, well, fuck, listen to me with all of my bigotry. They, them, is a different character now than they were before. But they decided to not just make Morph non-binary and possibly a little gay. They decided to make Morph into, like, creepy touch, whether you like it or not, sort of Morph. creepy gay.
What?
Yeah, they made Morph into, like, I'm going to sneak up on you in the showers kind of creepy gay. And that is a direct reference to an episode, actually. There is an episode, without saying too much about it, but there's an episode where there's some freaky mind shit going on, right? And everybody's having these crazy hallucinations, and Morph walks into the shower room and finds Wolverine having a shower, butt naked, right? And Morph then goes, hey Logan, how about I come up and help you scrub all those hard to reach places with like with like the smirk of I'm gonna get some sort of thing. Not he doesn't know that it's not really Wolverine the whole time. That's his hallucination. But Morph goes up and he was gonna get some. He was gonna get groovy like Duke Nukem for a minute there. And so there's that. If there's anything else that I missed that he did, let's just own it, right? If there's anything else that Morph did that beyond the next thing that I'm gonna mention here, let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments, let me know on Discord, send a letter to Slate the Space Marine, P.O. Box. I don't have a P.O. Box, so that's not gonna go anywhere. And okay, so what happens? So there's like Wolverine's fucking dying in one episode, right? And Morph is sitting next to him and says something like, if she won't say it or can't say it, I will. And the she he's referring to there is Jean Grey, right? And then he turns into Jean Grey while Wolverine's fucking dying and in like a semi-lucid sort of coma state because he's fucking dying. You know how so he probably can hear still. He's Wolverine, right? That Morph turns into Jean Grey and says, I love you, to Wolverine. In this very vulnerable, impressionable state of extreme pain, he then transforms into the woman that Wolverine's madly in love with to tell Wolverine that Morph is in love with Wolverine. And it loses all meaning and messaging in that, right? Like, okay, if you've ever sat down and talked with me about things like Star Trek and allegory, you would know that I'm really a big fan of allegory and messaging that's done right. If they're wanting to give the message, do it fucking right. Don't do it in this way. That's almost sending the wrong message, right? Because it's like Morph was like, if Jean Grey's not going to tell you that she loves you, I will. And then instead of staying as Morph, puts on the mask of someone else to be able to have the courage to say what Morph wanted to say to Wolverine. It seems like it's really sending the wrong message, right? Like that Morph was like, I'll just be myself by being someone else. Do you know what I mean? Like that, right? That, I see what they were trying to go for in a way, some kind of beautiful moment. But it gets sort of robbed of the beautiful moment by being turned into a somewhat bad message to be giving, if that's what they're wanting to do. And then you like tandem that up with Morph. Like Morph is like walking in with a fucking sponge about to fucking stick it between Wolverine's cheeks, and he's like, hey Logan, let me get those hard to reach spots. And of course they also gave him a really flamboyant voice. And I swear, when I watch it, I swear Morph is meant to be like Deadpool or something. Especially like, I mean, they made the character look more like Changeling, and I guess that makes him kind of look more like fucking Chameleon from Spider-Man, if you remember that guy. Remember Chameleon in Spider-Man? Right? He now looks nearly identical to these characters, which I'm sure is in some way more comic book accurate, and it's making somebody fucking hard in their fucking comic room. But like, now with the character change, right, with the personality change, So it's almost like this is a completely different character. And with like the very forward sexual advances towards Wolverine and being like
That's getting weird.
yeah, and nearly playing this character of like a fucking power bottom, right? Morph has become the Deadpool because apparently they were told they weren't allowed to have Deadpool on the show. And I'm honestly looking at that as Morph is meant to be the power bottom Deadpool character. And it doesn't work. And it's almost like it's like, but Morph is traumatized. Morph was like abused psychologically and physically by Mr. Sinister. So like Morph doesn't know, and it's like, you know what? Fuck that. Morph should fucking know better, and Morph should not be this fucking weak of a character. Like holy fuck, like one. You don't walk up on a fucking butt naked ass man in the fucking shower. You just don't. And two, fucking, if you're gonna be yourself and make a whole fucking stink about being yourself and how you are gonna do what others can't do, then be your fucking self. Don't be someone else to be yourself. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. And like, so they've like, if Morph died in the first episode of X-Men, Morph has now like been like risen from the grave and then put back into it. It like they fucking, it's like, if anybody ever liked this character, it's like, look what they did to my boy. Look what they did to him. Right? If there's anybody that ever liked this character before this show, that's the one thing I think Morph was definitely the weakest one. Like at one point, Morph starts like essentially psychologically fucking with Wolverine. They're at some bar, and then Morph starts like mocking him by turning into Jean Grey once again, but like the pregnant Jean Grey, and then sort of telling the whole baby mama drama that is the Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Logan, whatever the fuck his last name is, fucking story triangle thing, right? And it's like, okay, so this clearly this Morph has no fucking personal boundaries or respect for the people that apparently Morph loves. You know what I mean? It's like, what this character is such a fucking nonsense burger. It's not even a nothing burger. It's a nonsense burger of bad messaging and just being a bad character in general. The character seems to only be there to provide cameo appearances of characters that wouldn't make sense to just show up in the middle of a fight scene. Like, Morph turns into the fucking Hulk at one point.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Morph turns into the Hulk, and he's got super strength and all this shit when he's the Hulk. Like, I
They
don't...
just completely overrate his character with by giving him a bunch of different characters' abilities.
Yeah, like, Morph is broken in that show. And I don't think that, I don't know if, like, I'm sure there's someone who could fucking try to explain it with, oh no, but you see, he wasn't really as strong as the real Incredible Hulk, and it's like, prove it. We'll prove that he was. And it's like, well, fuck that. I mean, like, we're watching the scene. For the purpose of this thing, he turns into Colossus. He turns into the Hulk. He's apparently able to fucking fly like he's Archangel. Right? Even though Archangel's wings... Right? Archangel's wings don't let him fly. Right? They're, like, vestigial. Because...
Yeah.
Like, when he was Angel, his wings let him fly. But then when fucking Apocalypse turned him over and turned him into Purple Robot Man, those things didn't move. They shot fucking rockets out of them to, like, attack people and shit. Or, like razor feathers and shit like that. But apparently they fly now. They fly now. So they fly now. So I don't know. There are some things where I feel like they just fucked it with things like with that character. If they were going for something, but I don't even know what they were going for. Or they were going for some really depraved, degenerate character, and we're supposed to be accepting of that because it's X-Men. And X-Men is you're supposed to accept people, and if you don't, you're a bigot. Right?
Yeah.
So we have to accept Morph's creepy Uncle No Touch in the fucking showers because he's like super gay or something, right? Once again, happy pretty month, year, century. Happy pretty. It's now pretty rainbows. Pretty rainbows.
I mean, my problem with the show is like the cell shading and how like it's just eerie in the way that it appears and gets me like nauseous.
Yeah,
Start moving fast.
yeah. Like it's really most noticeable the animation where it's weakest, but like I get why they did it in some cases, but where it turns into like it's like computer graphics that are like 3D, but they're like colored up in a way where they're meant to look like they're 2D, but they're 3D, so it looks really odd. Like I swear, it reminds me of certain video games or like certain shows that came out where they were trying to go for like a 2D but with like obvious 3D things. Or no, you know what it reminds me of? Any anime video game. You know how they started like cell shading on like essentially the anime character onto this like 3D frame of the thing, and then they only show it like, you know what I mean, like they light it and show things like a Dragon Ball Z game, let's just say. Or there was that what was that, there was that one game or that one anime that came out which was like the modern day Sailor Moon, and everybody has a different color hair, and the title is based off of all the different colors of their hair, and it spells something, and they all look,
Oh, the one from Rooster Teeth.
fuck, I don't know. They all look like they all look like maid cafe people, and they all have a different color hair, black, blue, white, blonde, whatever, and then it spells something when you take the first letter of all of the colors of their hair. It spells the name of the show, and they look like maid cafe girls, and they made some video game for them, right? Like it's the modern day Sailor Moon. How many 5 girl Sailor Moon like animes are there that exist right now? Whatever it's called, I don't know, blue, blonde, blaz. It's got to be called something like that. If it's got to have B in there for like, let's see, anime with 5 girls.
RWBY.
Ruby?
One I think you're. Yeah,
Ruby?
Ruby.
Ruby, that's the one. There's 4 of them. Whatever. 4 of them, 5 of them. Fuck, who cares? But, like, so, Ruby, right? They made a video game for that, I'm pretty sure. And it's, it's a video game, so it's all, like, computer graphics, 3D modeled things. But then they like, slap an anime character on it, sort of thing. And then they try to make it look 2D. That's X-Men. That's what I'm trying to say. That's like the point, is that there's parts of it that they look authentically 2D, but it's also really clean and like evenly lit without much shadows or anything. So
and then the shadows are forced.
yeah, like
jarring.
yeah, exactly. And then there's a lot of just flooded lights. Like there's a few different like nightclub scenes where essentially like, I don't know, I could probably find one right now. Just find some, like, rainbow strobe thing, and I could put it onto the stream and just layer it over top of me with some transparency. Right? And there you go. Now we're in the X-Men nightclub, and then, like, so there's a bunch of that shit, which is really just lazy lighting. I don't know. Like, a lot of it is technically very impressive, and I have to say, a lot of it looks much better than stuff from the 90s cartoon. Like, I can't say that it does, that there are moments that don't when there are moments that do. Because, one, the quality of the old 90s X-Men cartoon really fucking varied. Even from, like, episode to episode. And then there's that like, god-awful last season. right? Where Jubilee suddenly turns into fucking Mowgli from Captain Planet. Heart, right? And like that one, yikes. But like the details on some of the faces looks better. Um, I don't know. Some of the things just look technically better, but then again, that once again, that could be just a case of this is all done on computers. When when that old X-Men show was probably all like hand drawn with like on like cells. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it
a
was
lot of it was hand drawn.
yeah, it was hand drawn, and now this is all being done on computer like fucking Dexter's Lab.
Yeah.
Not that Dexter's Lab is a bad show. I mean, you know, sometimes you need to work in your laboratory, right, to do science.
No, I'm not saying that at all, but it is like just the jarring degree of like texture change, and then when they start moving real fast during the action sequence,
Yeah.
oh, too much. Immediately too much. Like, sense of like headache, vision starting to blur, and feeling of unwell and like stomach from it. So it's just like, and I don't normally get motion sick. So it was just like that edge of uneariness or something like that. I don't know.
I think it's one of those it is what it is scenarios, right? Like, and it could have just been the case of that episode or that moment or that thing. Which, you know, like, there are certain games that, you know, like I play it for either so long or I get to a certain point or something happens, you know, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm clutching my gut, like going, no, turn this off, turn it off right now, and I need to go like lay down or drink some water or something. Yeah, like that's you know that's an unfortunate case with different medias, right? Where I'm sure there's probably something to it. It's probably like the like refresh rate or like the frame rate or something. You know what I mean? Like it's presenting at a certain rate, and then your eyes are picking up on it at a certain rate or whatever, and then or like the colors that they show. Like I think I heard something there's something called like brown sickness where if you see a bunch of different like tones of brown, you start feeling sick, which is odd because I mean like maybe that's what made me feel sick in Rogue Squadron or in Morrowind, but yet I play enough New Vegas that you'd think that I'd be fine with the color brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because people were complaining about that in like, but New Vegas is like a bright yellow.
And
It's
red
bright
and
brown.
gray and it's not got that like Matrix green buzz about it of like Fallout 3 though, right? Where it's like shit, it's like fuck, put a green filter over fucking everything. The Matrix is really popular, let's just copy that. But Todd, that doesn't make any sense. Just fucking copy it. I watched The Matrix last night. Let's make this. Right. Can we put VR worlds into our game? Todd, no. I really watched The Matrix last night. And I think that we should put VR worlds into our game. All right, Todd, I'll put one in. Oh, this is pretty sweet, but it's really short. Could you put another one in? Oh my god, right? And that's how Operation Anchorage came out. You know, like it's just Todd Howard going like, "Fuck, oh my god, I need that fucking VR experience of in the Matrix. Is it real? Is it not?" People will be in there and they won't know what's real or not. You'll meet your dad and he's a dog, kind of like how you could be a dog in the Matrix and not know it. Right? Oh my god. Yeah.
And it's a good game without that filter on. You take off that green overlay and it still looks nice.
I didn't even know you could, but that's Fallout 3 for you. I mean, it's got a lot of nice things. I feel like Fallout New Vegas is a little bit more open, where pick a direction, walk in that direction, you could probably just keep going, and you're not going to get stuck. Fallout 3, you're running into a bunch of rubble and, like, invisible walls. Like, there are invisible walls if you try to climb certain cliffs and mountains and or whatever in New Vegas. Like, you're gonna run into some. And some of them worse than others, where all of a sudden now you're trapped on top of that hill and you can't jump down or something like that. Right? Or some of the worst ones are where it's like you land on like a fucking rock and now you're like stuck in like a landing animation and you're not touching the ground, so you can't quite quick travel. You know what I mean?
Quite move that fast, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean like, and just the lack of like traveling through the tunnel system. That's one thing that Fallout 3 really sucks about. That there's a good portion of parts of the game that you can't get through unless you go through these bullshit tunnels. Right? You have to be traveling through all these tunnels, and then you're able to get to these like secret locked off like kind of islands within the map effectively. Right? Because they're surrounded by just ruins you can't go through. You can't walk in there. You have to go through this shit. And that's probably one of the weaker parts of that. One of the things that I was kind of a bit shocked by when I came back to playing 3 was, you know how like there's like the skill or like the special based dialogue options to, you know, it's like it says like child of heart or you have intelligence 9 and you have this certain answer to somebody in the dialogue, right? And then in New Vegas, it's just like pass or fail. You either have enough or you don't, and that's it. Right? And it tells you like how much you need to do it, and it doesn't tell you you have like this much of a chance to do it. It's pass or fucking fail. You need to have 75 this. If you have 74, it's going to tell you you have 74 and you need 75. And so you'll fail if you do that. But then Fallout 3, it has a percent chance. So if you were to like fucking like save scum it, and you got one of those dialogue options and it had like 5% chance, you could just save, try it, and then keep doing it until you like pass it. And it was like I passed that with 5%. And it was just like, okay, that's a way to go about it. We caught one. Oh, we got an Abby here. Here we go. We got an Abby here enjoying a nice bowl. How's that? How is your meal, madame? Are you enjoying le poulet, the chicken pate? Very nice. A nice choice, madame. So yeah, Fallout, New Vegas, pass fail. It seems like, and you know, there's like there's more of those options, I think. And people credit that as being like more role playing. And I don't know how true that really is with role playing. I mean, like, it seems like you also get, there's more like perks, because I guess there's like the terrifying presence and shit like that. So like, I don't know if that was in the first game. I don't remember it at least. But the first game, what the fuck am I saying? The third game. You know what I meant when I go to that leap, yeah. And yeah.
I think that like there's a lot of like unique perks that were put into New Vegas.
Yeah, there were. Did they also add in the is Miss Vault Boy? What's it called? Not Vault Boy. Hip Boy? No. Oh no, it's Vault Boy, isn't it? Who's the thumbs up guy? Not Cooper. Not Cooper. No, the cartoon, the character. What's he called again? Vault Boy? Like the bobbleheads.
Vault Boy.
Vault Boy, right? Yeah. Which, did they add Vault Girl in 76, or is that in 4, or was that in New Vegas? Because I know that at least there was Miss Fortune. So that's probably the closest we were getting to any sort of Vault Girl, right? Because, like, you know how, like, they show the mysterious stranger and it's just Vault Boy in, like, a trench coat?
Yeah.
So that's the closest.
Just Vault Boy in like a trench coat. Yeah. It is a mysterious stranger. All those perks are just like that.
Yeah, they're all like that. Some of them are pretty good and pretty useful. Like, I would say, what are the ones that I would say in New Vegas? you need to get jury rigging. That's like a must. Jury rigging is a must. Um, Depending on what you're gonna be equipping your guy with, like what kind of armor and stuff you're wearing, I would actually recommend getting that light armor plus 10% movement speed perk. Who wouldn't want plus 10% movement speed in fucking Fallout 3 New Vegas? You know what I mean? Oh my god, that's huge. I get to move faster? Are you serious? It's already a bit of a slog, right? You know, so that's huge. Um the one where you can quick travel if you're over encumbered. That one's pretty huge. What else? I mean, I guess it's kind of really circumstantial to what kind of character you're building, right? Like if you're building like a high crit plasma gunner with like I explode you with my plasma gun and everybody fucking explodes, you know, when I shoot this thing. Like cuz that's a build. Have you seen that? Have you tried that? The like full plasma gun build?
Yeah.
It's
And it just
it annihilates.
explodes. Yeah.
Yeah, because it like it's and like one person explode, like you hit it, so one person they go pop, and then because that killed other people, they start exploding, and it's just a mess. Like it is an absolute nightmare to see. And I mean, I didn't even get to try it out with like a top level energy gun. You know what I mean? Like an end game, you know, unique, custom named, full condition, like plasma gun or something like that, right? I think I probably
Yeah, you're
tried it.
just testing out.
Yeah, I think I tested it out and I tried it. I got to use it with like the plasma pistol or laser pistol where you get at the start of the game. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
like
okay, so you didn't even get like a named gun or anything like
no,
that.
no. So like and I am just with that alone, I already knew that build is powerful. It is very powerful. Is it going to be able to do the same things that like my character did? No, he's not going to be able to do the like gambling at the tables as well and getting all that money and then thus getting all those cybernetic upgrades. All of that shit's going to take fucking ages if it's even possible at all for that build, right? Because I don't think you even go luck with that one. I think you're meant to go super high agility, so that way you have a huge amount of action points, and then you're meant to get the Grim Reaper perk and all of that, so that way you shoot somebody with your plasma gun in vats, and then when they explode and everybody fucking explodes or whatever, you see where this is adding up? And so like you use all your action points and then it all just comes back, and so you're sitting there you're just Vats man. You are completely Vats man at that point. And it's so powerful that I don't know if did they even keep that in like the fourth game or in 76? It was too much. It was so much. I mean 76 runs different. You get like cards. Oh my god, and like packs. I don't even know where to start with that one. And I've never played 4, so I couldn't really.
4 is very similar to like 3 and New Vegas. 76 is close to like 4, but has like the card packs because it's online. Don't you enjoy online with the card packs?
I think this is why when I play that game, I just sit in my base and I like shoot Brotherhood people and like random wildlife that walks by. And it's like get off my property, you dogs! Bang bang, and then it's like come here to Slaith's Camp where you can buy the best dog soup in all the wasteland, you know, in all of Appalachia, right? And
Well, come on. Load
oh,
into Red Dead Online. Let's do like the starting intro missions so you can get your little camp in Red Dead Online. There's a little camp like that.
where did whoa, well, isn't this the I think that's a story for another story at the moment. I'm actually liking the vibe of this right now. This is After Dark. right? This is After Dark. I think this is this the first one that you joined me on, or didn't you join me on one before?
I've joined a
Yeah,
couple
you've joined a
others.
couple times. So like this is the thing. Like After Dark is, if I'm ever playing a game on After Dark, this is for my information, for your information at home. This is like if I'm playing a game in the background, it's not the focus. It is, you know, when you like watch those like videos and there's the guy that's like talking over videos or talking about some subject, and in the background there's some kind of game where like a guy on like a unicycle is trying to land all these different jumps, like in this like infinite thing of jumps, then he's trying to get to the next jump and the next jump and the next jump and the next jump, and it's there for, and I had to be told this term, but it's the true one. It's there for the brain rot, right? For the people, I mean, think of the day, and we are in the current year, okay? So, that is an ageless statement. So people can watch this video in the future, and they'll be like, "Holy shit! It is the current year. When did he make this?" And then they'll look, and they'll be like, "Whoa! He looked so far ahead into the future that he like was so inclusive of all years, including ones in the past." And happy pretty month, and with your rainbows, okay. And
Oh boy.
this is the After Dark, right? It gets spicy. We're spicy. We're good boys though. We're good spice. We're good spicy boys. The good old spicy boys. Wait. If it's pretty month, does that make us like proud boys?
Oh boy. No, come on. I thought you didn't want this to get super spicy.
I can go that far. I can at least. Come on. It's kind of like, how about this? On TV, you can say ass, right? You can say hole. But if you say asshole, you're getting beeped out in mid-hole. You're getting beeped in the hole. Isn't that weird?
That's fair.
Isn't that weird how you get beeped in the hole when you say asshole?
That's a little bit unfair.
I mean, like, how come they can just, without your consent, they can just beep you mid-hole, like right in the center of it, right in the O, right? Like, how do
They
they?
just like stop you right in your tracks.
If you got beeped in the O of your hole, don't you think that you would stop in your tracks? You'd probably turn around and what the fuck, right? You'd be reaching for that gun. Unless it's one of those nights, right? Then maybe you're a little bit, you're trying.
You're trying.
You're trying, right? You're trying to be supportive, right? So you're like, all right, I'm gonna get beeped in the O hole, right? So in the hole, in the hole, in the hole, in the ho hole,
Oh,
in the ho ho, in the ho oh. Oh, here's how. All right, Lugia or ho oh.
ooh. Probably Lugia.
Well, I'm
Just
gonna.
everybody chose that
It's
game.
yeah, Lugia. So how about this? We can't get spicy, but now we're clearly getting polarized. This is nearly political at this point. So we're both part of the Lugia party, right?
Yeah.
Lugia. You see, who the fuck chooses Ho-Oh? And who? But wait a minute though. Don't we have to choose Ho-Oh? It's Rainbow Pretty Month, and wasn't Ho-Oh Rainbow Bird? Or was it Golden Bird? Was it Golden Bird or
Golden Bird.
Golden Bird? Where did the rainbow come from? No, the rainbow came from the cartoon.
Yeah.
Ash and stuff in his like Pikachu coma.
Well, it leaves. It's a golden bird that leaves like a rainbow trail, I believe.
Yeah, it literally farts rainbows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It literally or wait, does it shit rainbows or fart rainbows? Because like, would a rainbow be like a gas, so it's like a fart, or would it, because it's coming out in a rainbow, it's almost kind of like a log, like a shit log, right? Because it's more linear at that point, rather than like a fart cloud. It's like a line, right? It's an arch, but like then again, some shits also arch, don't they? Shits arch, but farts don't.
Well, they can have an arching tone.
An arching tone. Okay. Oh, like it like goes up, like one of them.
Yeah. And then up and then down. See, so there's an arch there in the tone.
Oh, the ones that go down into the bass. Those are the
It can be like really. It can go like into like the higher octaves and then down low, or it could be into like the lower octaves and then come back up and then come back down.
You could have those cool like woodwinds ones, right? The ones that just kind of go like they just kind of whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a cool breeze, and it's like, oh, what was that? And it's like, well, whenever you have a cool fart like that, a ghost just stuck his pinky up your ass, right? Like, welcome to After Dark. I'm your host, Slate the Space Marine. We're here again every Saturday night. If you were here early, you were here for nap time, so you're probably well rested. So, here we are. I've got a special guest. I've got Captain AR here. He's not really a captain, but he's a captain in my heart. he's a captain to me, damn it. All right, we got AR. Welcome to the stream. I guess I never did this part. Not really. Now we're like an hour and 10 minutes into it, so it seems like that's the right time to really... This whole part was just the intro, right? You know, like an intro of an episode where it's like you're waiting for like the opening sequence to start, and then you're like 15 minutes in, and then they play the opening sequence, and then the real episode begins. That's...
The real episode?
The real episode. That's right. Get ready for the real episode. I'm kind of wondering, like, who do we got in the chat? Who's in the chat? Show us that we got, like, there's like 3 people watching, but I don't know what that means. No one's saying anything. What's that? That's nonsense. I'm guessing you're in there, because you were typing in there. No one else is saying anything. Who's these assholes? That's right. That's right. It's like, shoot yourself in the foot, Slate. Did you just call your audience assholes? Yeah, I did, and I'll do it again. That's right. I did, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. And I just go full Joker. I did, and I'm tired of pretending they're not. You know, it'd be nice. It'd be nice, because you know what's great? Reading the chat, and then getting to start going off of that, right? Really makes this all fresh. You know, like I couldn't do this show without, you know, the people that watch and comment and interact with the channel. That is crucial. That is okay. Just being there is awesome, and I can't appreciate that enough. But it's kind of like the body's warm, but there's no pulse. Let the spice flow. Let the spice flow. That's right. Spice. He who controls the spice controls the universe, right? There's one. You know what? How about that? Did you see Dune? Did you see the new Dune movie with Zendaya and all that?
That number 2 part of it?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. I, for the most part, thought it was pretty good. I thought that I can see why they decided to cut it into 2 movies, sort of thing. Works a bit better in ways, although the original one, right, from back when, right, it's one cohesive sort of thing. You sit down, it's a one and done, right? One and done speed run of Dune, the speed done, and this one, you know, unpacks it a little bit. Although I don't know if is it just me or like I really hate Zendaya. Like she sucks. Like yeah. She's terrible. She's terrible.
There's moments where it's horrible. Yeah.
Does she okay, you know how like fucking Riddick, Vin Diesel doesn't play anything except for like smug, smarmy, like adrenaline jockey. Like that's what he plays. He plays no. You know who plays the same character effectively? Chris Angel, right? If you other than like their physique, right, their body, and one of them doing action stuff and the other one doing magic. Chris Angel and Vin Diesel play the exact same smug, smarmy fuck as each other. And Zendaya plays brat bitch.
Yeah.
And
it's very similar characters.
like she sticks her nose up to everyone and everything, like her farts don't stink. And she's constantly bored and annoyed, but also wanting to razz on things as if everybody is her buddy, and everybody loves listening to her call everything else stupid. And that is her in like Spider-Man, I think, and then that's also her in these two Dune movies, right? Where she's like talking about Paul, and it's just like, you are a fucking immigrant, and it's like, whoa, fucking based, right? Like, you're not the Muad'Dib or whatever the fuck. You're not the Kwisatz Haderach. Fuck you. Get out of here. And and then she's like laughing at him with her friends or whatever. And it really seemed like I was expecting there to be some kind of romance between Paul and fucking her character. No, but there was zero chemistry, zero appreciation for each other, and by the end of the movie, I almost wished that like Paul had taken her down with Thade. You know, it was just like,
could have been good.
It could have been good, right? If it was just like, all right, now you double kill. I didn't realize that the Dune author was a mycologist. A what? What's a mycologist?
A person that studies mushrooms.
Studies mushrooms?
Yeah.
Fuck, do they have mushrooms in that? I don't even remember that. But I mean, like, they really played up the leader of the Fremen guy from like the guy who like adopts Paul. His character is in it a lot more, and he's got funny parts, because you know how like people can't sit through a movie nowadays if the tone's really serious and if it doesn't have some jokey part where everyone's scurrying around or something and doing whispery mischief and tom fucking foolery and shit. Spice? Oh. It's spice, apparently. I guess. That's what he's saying. He's saying it's spice. Man. Okay. Mycology.
I can see it.
Sure.
I can see it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like the end is where I kind of might have fallen off a little bit. Because, you know, where it's kind of like, now it's, instead of a story that has a little bit of, like, pacing problems and maybe a little bit of fast-forward syndrome in, like, the mid to mid-end, which, like the older one, this one has the, damn, this has been going on for a long time, this whole movie, two-part movie thing. This is fucking taken forever. Can we just get to that final battle or something, please? And then,
Can we get this over with?
Yeah, can we get this over with? And then, I don't know, the ending seemed, I don't know where, because I never read the book, right? So I didn't know really what to take as true and what to take as not true, or it's an adaptation, so it's true to itself, right? So
yeah, it has its own.
Yeah, it has its own identity in a way. So, and you know it's weird how this is a conversation about Dune now in a way, because Paul Atreides in Dune was Hank, whatever in Fallout, right?
Oh, he was.
Yeah, Paul Atreides from the old Dune one. He was the dad in the Fallout show. My biggest issue is the casting in Christopher Walken is the worst emperor I've ever seen. You know, you know what? I nearly forgot that he was in that movie. I was just trying to remember who was the emperor, because the end of the story should be the emperor shows up and he's gonna wipe out everybody to take control of Arrakis again, to take control of this situation that's spun out of all control, right? And honestly, I was thinking it was Cohagen from the new. It was what's his name from Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? It was Hank from. I think his name is Hank, right? No, everyone's name is Hank. Holy shit! In fucking Malcolm in the Middle. You know who I'm talking about? Malcolm in the Middle. Fucking This isn't meth. That guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know his name. That guy, the This Isn't Meth guy from Breaking Bad. The bald guy, right? He, for some reason, I was remembering the movie. Clearly, I was remembering some movie I watched in a fucking parallel universe, because now I'm imagining him as the Emperor, and I feel like it would have just been better. It would have been more memorable, at least, as well. It would have been like, holy shit, it's him. But Christopher Walken is like, you're walking fucking Joe Biden out on stage, and you're like, all right, Grandpa, now read from this letter here. And then you walk off, he squeezes your ass, and then he misreads everything that you put down on the paper for him. I'm sure that wasn't what it was like, and I'm probably ripping into Christopher Walken here pretty hard. Because, you know, he's Christopher Walken better than Joe Biden is. But, like, then, like, fuck's sake. Like, I don't know. It's just, like, that's the, like, the black hole of the movie. Like, those are probably the parts that my brain just was like, erase this shit. Now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my brain held a gun to itself, and it was like, delete this memory. Now, like, delete this post. And, you know, so that, I honestly don't even remember. I remember Thade fighting in some weird black and white, super bright arena that looked really weird, because all of a sudden the movie was now like a black and white movie. Right? I remember that. And then, I guess there was the fight at the end, I guess. And he fights Thade. But then he just kind of kills him, right? He doesn't, like, psychic blast him and shit. And, like, rip his soul out like fucking Mortal Kombat the way he does in the old movie. And I don't remember Chani at any point in that fight. I mean, maybe she did. I just don't remember it. Because there was, one, Zendaya sucks. And two, this is where the movie once again turns into a fucking black hole. I don't remember her, you know, jumping in forward, you know, Paul! You know, he gets, like, cut or whatever. You know, who's that? A pet, perhaps? Perhaps I'll give her my attention next, right? You know, like, you know what I mean? The thing that made Thade seem a little bit menacing. Oh, jeez, I'm what am I, fucking Mike Tyson now? Jeez, I'm turning Tyson.
He had a recent
He had a what?
He had a recent health scare.
A recent health square. Recent health square. Oh my god. I mean, didn't he have some pissing match with some journalist that was giving that asshole guy some shit for fighting Tyson in his, like, 70s? Or 8? Like, how old's Tyson now? He's in his, like, 70s or 80s?
He's in his, like, 70s.
70s. And who's that asshole that wants to fight him? Logan Paul, yeah. And so this interviewer, whatever, was, like, giving Logan Paul a bunch of shit, saying, shouldn't you do, like, a real fight and not this kind of gimmick fight? And then Logan Paul, like, tried to turn that around on him. Oh, 60s, Maximilian's saying. 60s. And then Logan Paul turns it around on him and goes, did you call Mike Tyson a gimmick fight? And then Mike Tyson gets all pissed off. He's like, what did you call me? right? And then like the you know what I mean? And then the guy like backs down. He's like, no, I wasn't. I was saying, you know what I mean? Like, so like apparently they're both really into this, and I really hope that this turns into like a and fight starts and clip in Curb Your Enthusiasm ending title screen or whatever, you know, like. Fight starts and dun 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 da 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 da, you know, over. I'm really hoping the hopening. It's back to the hopening. It's back.
Boy.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it's gonna be that like that. That it's not even going to be like a let's make this run for 30 minutes or 15, 20 minutes or whatever, put it on something, really, you know, really hype up the excitement for this thing, and then win, and then have a points decision at the end, sort of exhibition match. I'm hoping that it just goes, you know what? You know what? Fuck it. I'm Mike Tyson, bitch. And then he goes in and just fucking punches. Right? He just goes in like Mike Tyson's punch out. Boom! And then down. It's circus show and disrespectful to the sport and the fighters who sweated blood and tears, never got to see that sort of money. Oh, I mean, there's all sorts of real sadness to that. Where it's kind of like, why isn't this man fighting fighters that are his own age, or his own weight group, or his own, like, level of knowledge of boxing or whatever? You know what I mean? Why does he get to like rappel up to the Mike Tyson level, the boss fight? He gets to rappel up to the boss fight like he's got fucking Game Genie, instead of having to do the like Karate Kid go up the fucking leaderboard scene. You know what I mean? Remember in Karate Kid where he's going up the leaderboard, and you know, and it's like, you're the best around, and like his like name's going up the board until he gets to the final match of the tournament.
Yeah.
So that's everybody else. But Logan Paul, he just gets given like a jump, like a jetpack from fucking Shadows of the Empire, and then he just gets to
money.
Yeah, and he gets, because of money and like the notoriety of it, I guess, because he's like like some kind of like TikTok celebrity or something, or what the fuck? What did he even do? Wasn't he just one of those guys of going, hey, look at my house, I've got a house, I sure have a house here, let me light my fucking like couch on fire and almost burn down my house, I guess I better go film some fucking corpses in the suicide forest. Like, is he just like an outrage junkie?
Kind of.
Like, then, you know what? Once again, I really hope he gets, like, curbed in his enthusiasm. And I'm saying that as in Curb Your Enthusiasm. Da, 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 in like the Mike Tyson match. You know, I'm not hoping that somebody fucking drops him on a curb and, you know, makes him put his teeth on the fucking sidewalk. I'm not asking for that. Jesus, this isn't fucking American History X. This is Slate the Space Marine. So I guess it's kind of not far off. But, well, whoa. Okay, so, you know, Logan Paul. What an asshole.
The prime drinks are really good, I will say that.
The what? The prime drinks?
Yeah. He made a group of a whole bunch of drinks that are called like Prime.
Mm-hmm.
It's him and somebody else that are like those streamers, but those drinks actually taste good.
Okay.
Like,
I guess there's that, right? I mean, law of averages, like a broken clock, right? The blind squirrel busts a nut every so often. Whatever, right? Like, so, you know, he's got one. But then again, did he make the drink? Did he make the recipe? Is he fucking Chef Boyardee, right? Or did he buy it? Did he get someone else to make it? He just put his name and his label and his, you know, he put that, his brand on it, and somebody else made it. You know what I mean? So it's like, congratulations, you know, you put your name on something that was good. You were like, hey, this is really good. I'm gonna put my name on it, right?
because I bought the recipes. That's how good I am. I'm so good at cooking. I'm fucking cook. I am food product speed running here with like, how long did it take you to make this drink? Oh, it took you fucking months to master that recipe? It took me just a few seconds to hand over the money. Geez, you're in the wrong business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's how I see it. I don't know.
I can see it.
I'm
I'm just saying that the drink was really good.
I'm sure if he were to see this video, if he were to watch this, he'd be like, "Look at you, look, you fucking Slaith, you little skinny fuck. How about I fight you?" And it's like, wow, big man. Yeah, that's right. I'm the big man. Right? You know what I mean? Like this guy, like, what a turd. What a fucking turd. Go punch a kid in a park then, fucking Logan. Like what do you want at that point? Like what fucking trash, right? So I don't know. I'm not impressed with that one. Oh man. So it did get brought up, and then I did kind of it was brought up, and I kind of thought that, you know, there, out of all the people who I would bring on to After Dark, that you might have some thoughts on this one. So there was that godforsaken fucking damned musical episode of Star Trek, of Strange New Worlds, right?
Klingon boy band.
With the Klingon boy band. Oh my god. Okay, we're probably gonna be head to head on this one, because I absolutely fucking hate it. It sounds like you love it. I thought that you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
I don't like parts of it, but not all of it's horrible.
Oh, I couldn't
Klingon
stand
boy
it.
band.
No, I couldn't stand it. Also, the gold armor I found really off-putting. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yep, I found it really off-putting because it was like, when the fuck did Klingons ever wear that? It's like it's like they're new Klingons, like NU Klingons. Like they never wore that shit before. They wore some kind of shirt that looked like it was chainmail back in the day, right? Back in like the original series.
Yeah.
I think the only wiggle room you could have to try to bullshit in that look is, well, this show is in like an alternate timeline universe or something, and it's before the original series. So, you know, we never really saw Klingons in those in that one episode with Pike, and in that follow-up episode where he's the wheelchair man, beep, 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 and then he gets put in the fucking space zoo. And somehow that's a happy ending? How is it a happy ending putting Wheelchair Man in the fucking space zoo so he can live out a delusion for the rest of his life and bang the fucking burn victim? Like, what? Like, that's what happens to him, right? He waves off goodbye to fucking Spock and shit in a fucking recording. That's not even a recording, it's like a mental image sent to them by the big brainians, right? Like, the ones with the big throbbing fucking brains on their, like, blah, 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 like those, man. And, like, that's the happy ending for him? Jesus. I don't know, I think that Strange New Worlds show is probably on my mind, because, what was it? We just watched a movie the other night, right? What was it? We watched, so it was some World War II movie?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like, it was like a remake of Inglourious Bastards.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Fuck's sake, what a mouthful of a title. Fucking try to say that a bunch of times, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. What a fucking tangle title. Holy shit. And what is it? It's Henry Cavill dressed up as like the based Chad meme. Right? You know, like that, like the blonde dude with the curly mustache? Right?
Yeah.
It's Henry Cavill dressed up as like the based Chad meme guy, with a team of James Bonds fighting a bunch of Nazis, and they all have like insta-kill on and aim assist. And they also are all the characters in the movie are Mad Max. No, not Mad Max. Shit, what was the That video game with bullet time. On like PlayStation and stuff, you could bullet time. That was the whole thing.
Mad Max or Max Payne.
Max Payne. There we go. Next, it's gonna be what was it? Oh, wasn't there a cartoon, Mighty Max? So, Max Payne. All the characters are Max Payne. No. You know what? They're all Red Dead. You know, with the eagle eye thing, and everything goes all right with the dead eye, and they all turn into dead. They all get Red Dead Dead Eye, where like they're able to like target certain parts of of people, and then just like and then do these really jerky like super speed stabs and shots and everything. And I swear they all have like 1,000% accuracy. Like you're playing GoldenEye and you just set and you're on 007 mode. They all have such ridiculous accuracy. Like it's like, I mean, your heroes are meant to be, you know, they're the stars. They're meant to win in the end, you know, usually, right? And this isn't Rocky, but like, I don't know. So at certain points, it just seemed a bit over the top. Like one of them is like also like on top of also being like a brutal fucking ogre man killer thing. He's also highly intellectual, chaps, and also he is quite the killer with the knife or pistol. In fact, give him a wooden axe, and he will be able to chop an entire room of Nazis. He also is an expert at archery, and what isn't he good at, right? What is, like, these characters are good at everything. It's almost like, you know how like people would like, I mean, we're not gonna get a fucking training scene on fucking Dagobah, but like these characters come out of nowhere. Everybody fucking loves them, effectively, except for the angry university dean admiral that, harumph! Oh, this Winston Churchill, we gotta stop that Winston Churchill sorority, right? Comes in, and then by the end of it, everybody fucking loves them. Everyone loves them. They're good at everything, and nobody can stop them. And there are no problems that they ever occur. Isn't that the like? It is a cast of Gary Stews. It fits all the bills. Like, how are they so proficient at everything? No. Like, I don't know. Like, are there certain people who are really skilled at things in life? Sure. But like in the movie sense, these characters are all good at everything they do. They can do voices and accents. They're all top of their physical form and the peak of minds. And like there is nothing that can stop them. There is nothing that even causes a minor inconvenience to them in that movie. Even when it looks like their plan isn't fully going 100% perfect. Well, it did actually. It worked out perfect. It worked out exactly the way the plan was meant to go. So, in fact, nothing was wrong. It was all absolutely fine. So, like, it is literally just a movie of watching somebody succeed over and over and over again with very little challenge along the way. And I thought Henry Cavill was done playing Superman. Am I wrong?
No, I get it.
Bam. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we both had a good time watching the movie. I watched the movie. It was fun. It was fun. But now I'm being a bit critical of it, right? That the movie, everybody in the movie that was like a hero was good at everything, and everybody that was a villain was kind of goofy. You know, kind of like. You know how like everyone really loved what was like Max Schneider or whatever his name. No, not Max. The bad guy from Inglourious Bastards. The Don't Forget the Cream guy. Right? Everybody loves that character. You know, he was the guy in Django that like buys Django or whatever, right? So that guy I feel like the villain of this movie was meant to kind of be a little bit silly and goofy. That's why they tried to give him some kind of comedy lines and a little bit of moments of levity. And they made the character he only became, you know that like office, like business suit villain that through the whole movie, all he does is just whisper to other characters in his office or in his fucking pool room or something like that. And then only at the end of the movie does he pick up a gun and point it at somebody, and then he gets very quickly dismissed by the end of the movie. That's what the villain of that movie was. He was just one of those guys where, you know, he does nothing until the moment that he does something, and then he's just very easily just kind of swept aside. You know, he's like an extra in a Predator movie that picked up a gun. You know,
Yeah, and just gets wiped out.
Yeah, just instantly. And you know, it just didn't. It almost like it tries to like sequel bait at the end as well. It's like, what, are you gonna make more of these movies? Like, what did this team historically do? What did they do after that? There's no way they could have done anything as impressive as what they did in this movie. And are we really just gonna watch another one of these? This is kind of an awkward Mission Impossible movie set in World War II. And like, it was fun, but I don't know, looking at it but it wasn't anything special. It just seemed.
It also has some issues with like the constant music playing throughout it. Just changes the tone of it.
Well, it's also kind of like I could never stop comparing it though to Inglourious Bastards. It's really always going to be the, hey, can I copy your homework of these movies, right? Like just change it enough to make it so people don't notice.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, you know how like there was Sin City, and then not the sequel to Sin City, but then there was also like The Spirit, or not The Spirit. Well, no, The Spirit. And there was a few other movies that were kind of like knockoff Sin City, where it's like, hey, let's do everything they do in Sin City. Let's have multiple characters, or have like a noir style, and let's have everything really artsy and really, you know what I mean, like with like weird sort of like, it almost looks like crayon fucking backgrounds or whatever the fuck it is. Everything looks like it's a fucking like abstract art piece. It almost like a Tim Burton sort of thing. Like, it really is going to be the way I'm going to look at it. It's always going to be Inglorious 2, you know what I mean, like, or or not Inglorious. It's not Inglorious, or Glorious Bastards, Glorious Gentlemen, the League of Extraordinary Glorious Bastards,
the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Another mouthful of a title.
It's just such a fucking, like, that title is not going to roll off the tongues of anybody. I honestly, like, I've already, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, right? Did I get it? Like, it's probably only because it's been said 3 or 4 times now in the last 5 minutes. But, like, Jesus, who fucking, like, can't you, like, Lilo Davis it? You know what I mean? Not blah 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 blah. No, just Corbin, right? Just shorten it down. You know, the League, the Ungentlemanly Gentlemen, whatever, Ungentlemanly Warfare. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, you don't need to have, like, why didn't they make it like the League of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Gentlemen Popular Mechanics for Kids, Part 2, the Draco Malfoy's Revenge. Like, fuck's sake. There's so much shit going on in that title. And then it even seems like it's a knockoff Tarantino. And I remember pointing that out when we were watching, where it starts off at a certain point in the story, and then it goes backwards to then come back to that part of the story. Like, it really is just like a, hey, can I copy your homework? Or at least it feels like it. And and I don't know if it's just because of the history of Henry Cavill now. Was he like a producer on that? Because it seems like it would have been something like, oh man, I got to get myself into like Inglourious Bastards or something. Let's make our own Inglourious Bastards, and I'm gonna produce it, and right, and I'm gonna be the main character lead. That's like the smarmy smug guy, and I get to wear this mustache thing. I'm gonna have the biggest fucking mustache that I ever fucking had. Fuck you, Superman. Right? He's gonna have the biggest fucking mustache ever, and I don't know. It just seemed something about it was Tarantino is kind of overrated. I mean, a lot of his stuff isn't genius. It's I almost just kind of look at the style of Tarantino, right? Where there's going to be a lot of back and forth and flashbacks and quick shots or like quick transitions or snapshots sort of thing, like where the camera like snaps over, like it goes like a full like it snaps a full 180 degrees until it reaches the character or whatever, and then it's just like a 2-second shot, and the character is also going to be like they're going to like have some really dramatic motion at that moment, and then a bunch of that just clipped together, and then there you go, there's a Tarantino, right? Just splatter some blood all over Uma Thurman, and there you go. You've got you know what I mean? Right? Just do that, include Uma Thurman, and throw a bucket of, like, ketchup on her at one point, and you've got a Tarantino film. You know, if you really, really want to push it, and you really, really need to have that Tarantino edge, I don't know. Can you get that guy from, like, the Dawn of the Dead remake? You know, from, like, Pulp Fiction? Or who else? Who else would be Tarantino? I mean, Sam Jackson. You got to get Sam Jackson in there because he's in a bunch of Tarantinos.
Yeah.
Who else then? There's a few go-tos in Tarantino's, right? That just like they just show up. Oh, that guy who played the Mr. Wolf or whatever in Pulp Fiction. He was in that other one, the one with the 6 like bank robbers. Mr. Brown, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Black, Mr. White.
Mr. Pink?
Mr. Pink, Mr. Stink, right? That one? What one's that one? Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, there's that, like, was he the main guy in Reservoir Dogs? I think he was the main guy, and he was, like, the wolf or something like that in Pulp Fiction. He was the guy that cleans up their car, or, like, gets them the new car and the new clothes or whatever it is. And so he was that. Who else is... Oh, you know what? Was he the grandpa in fucking that vampire movie? Remember the Christian grandpa that fights and he makes a crucifix out of the shotgun and fights the vampires in fuck, what's that movie called? Dead Before Dawn or something like that? Or no, Dead Before Dawn is fucking Evil Dead, right? Dead Before Dawn. No, fuck, what's it called? Vampires, fucking vampires, right? And it's got like Clooney in it. It's got George Clooney.
Yeah.
What's that one called? Jesus, are we both brain farting on this one? I can't. I know the movie, but I can't think of the name, and there's like 3 or 4 of them. I can't even think of the name right now. From Dusk Till Dawn. Oh my god. Thank you, Commissar. Fuck, you saved me. Okay, I don't know what the convo is, but I agree with Maximilian. Tarantino is super overrated. Yeah, right now we're just kind of talking about Tarantino, I guess. We were talking about this movie... The oh my god, the League of the Ministry the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, starring Henry Cavill, and I just kind of like finished coming down on the movie was pretty good and I enjoyed it, but it was a cast of Gary Stews that are good at everything that they do, and Henry Cavill is playing the base Chad man with giant mustache, and it is like knockoff brand Inglorious Bastards, right? Like it's Inglorious Bastards, but like they just poured some water into it, and they were like, "This is my drink," and they put a label on it, and they were like, "Try my beer," right? And it's like, "Oh, this tastes just like that other beer, but with some water in it." Nope, no, it's my original creation. They even have some of the actors from that goddamn movie in it too. Right? Like the bad guy, the Nazi bad guy, he was the ex-Nazi that joins the Bastards. Right? You remember how there was a Nazi in prison, and he was put in there because he killed his commanding officer. And so then the Bastards are like, "Well, we like you because you kill Nazis." And he was like, "All right, I'll join you." Right? That guy was, yeah. So they even fucking took some of the cast from Inglorious Bastards. Yep. And Zack Snyder, Rebel Moon. You know, I've not seen Rebel Moon yet. Is that one? I heard it's shit. But is it going to be one of those things where it's not the first time that I think that we've sat down and fucking hate watched something, right? I can think of some nights where it's been like, "All right, Slaith, we're watching Star Trek Discovery," and then all of a sudden I'm turning into fucking Cleveland Brown from fucking Family Guy. No, right? It's everything's falling apart, and now we're watching Discovery. But they're in the future now, Slaith. You don't understand. The burn, it ruined everything. Because of some alien kid that screamed. They could have just shot him or something, but they didn't. And now everybody's fucked. And Starfleet, it's disbanded. And we're removing your crew from your fucking mushroom spore ship. Oh my fucking god. Fucking Discovery. Oh my god. But I mean, Rebel Moon, I've only heard bad things about it. And that it's once again one of those, "Can I copy your homework?" Because isn't it a ripoff of Star Wars? Is it because he's saying it's Zack Snyder's, so is it Zack Snyder fucking Star Wars? Is it the Snyder cut of Star Wars?
Oh my god.
Obi-Wan. Years ago, you served my father in the Clone Wars. Wait, who is that? Well, that's Batman. I saved him when he was a young boy. Wow, right? Jesus. Fucking Rebel Moon. But yeah, that musical episode. And I mean, what? They made I get it. I have to talk about it. You have to mention how they get there in the first place, right? And they tried their fucking hardest by making it it's some kind of ion particle or wave, or it's something that was traveling subspace. You were pretty good at this trivia shit on that one, but it was something traveling in subspace that was affecting everybody that it would come in contact with. And once you were hit by the wave, you were affected by it. And it would it would chronically come and go, that suddenly in bursts, whole rooms of people would just break out in choreographed singing and dancing about the fucking emotional problems and relationship troubles of all the different main characters of the show. Which really means that all of the fucking crew on the show that are extras and in the background, and they never got a song about them. Who's important on the ship and who's probably gonna die in the next fight with a fucking Romulan warbird when that happens, because you didn't get a song fucking Klingon sung about you in the fucking musical episode. Oh my god. And then it was so fucking cheesy when it goes to Oh my god! And I have to now. I gotta go on this. It was like Lon Noonian Singh or something like that, or Vaughn Noonian Singh. Khan's like great granddaughter or something, but you just like change one phonetic letter in the name Khan, and her name's now Lon or something like that. Am I getting this right? And she doesn't have or need a backstory or any sort of character. Just sort of like copying and pasting like an article about Khan Noonian Singh into her character profile is enough. All you need to know is that she's a Khan Noonian Singh class character. You know, she's one of those Khan Noonian Singhs. So that's why you don't need to have her have any sort of character or anything about her or anything that she's done or like anything that makes her anything. She can just be an absolute fucking... She can be the bitchy British character. Who was that guy in Enterprise? He was the bitchy British character. You remember like the weapons officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the start of, and cuz like I'm not going to count Jean-Luc Picard because one, he was meant to be French, and two, he wasn't really like bitchy snippy, right? But that guy in Enterprise is the beginning of bitchy British bridge officer. Right there. And then, like, in this new show, they were like, oh man, we need to take stuff from, like, the other shows and stuff, right? We need to have, our Enterprise, back before fucking Kirk was on the ship, guess what? We've got our own fucking 7 of 9. We've got some chick with fucking robot parts on the fucking side of her head, just like 7 of 9. Why do they have a 7 of 9? Who fucking cares, right? But they have a Khan Noonian Singh character. Like Uhura is completely fucking changed. She looks like a fucking pencil now. Oh my god. Because of the way that they fucking like shaved her bald or something like that, and now she looks like just like a, you know, she looks like a pencil that's been like the eraser's been like scraped all the way down. You know what I mean?
Brutal.
Like
brutal.
Okay, I've been completely neglecting the chat here for a second. Hold on. I want to see the Snyder cut. He wanted to do Heavy Metal the movie, but he was made to downgrade it. Heavy Metal the movie, like would that be like a live action version of Heavy Metal? And then what would they do? Would it be an original story, or would it be like the anthology of the original like Heavy Metal movie? I would honestly hope that they wouldn't do a live action version of the anthologies of Heavy Metal. I would rather that they just left that as it was, right? You know, like, don't try to bottle thunder twice, because you have to open that jar and you might let the thunder out, the first thunder. Meaning that if you try to stomp on something great from the past by making the new one the better one, and really it's shit, and it's just fucking shit, it's modern audiences fucking bullshit, it's gonna have something, right? Then don't do it, because all you're doing is just shitting on the past at that point. And so you're not bottling lightning twice, you're really just letting the lightning you've already captured go, and fucking making sure that you never capture it again. And it would be better if they were to just make something new. Kind of like, unfortunately, even though I think Heavy Metal 2000 is a fucking load of shit, like Heavy Metal 2000 sucks compared to Heavy Metal, I would rather if they did like a live action Heavy Metal, make it its own original thing. Make it metal, make it fucking awesome, make it, you know, kick ass, and have an awesome soundtrack, and get from there to the end and have some like really cool set pieces, and then the villain blows up and there's like a chick with big tits. You know, you're good. You got it. You did it. You landed it. Heavy Metal, right? And then you could, even if you want to hit that nostalgia blast, then you hit the credits, and then you start playing the original soundtrack from the first movie in the credits. Boom, right there. And a bunch of 50 and 60-year-old men are crying in the fucking movie theater, right? Like, so, like, there you go. That's how you would do that. You don't touch the cab driver. Don't touch hand over fist. Don't touch fucking Tarna. Don't ruin any of that. Just, if you're gonna do it, take the spirit of it and do it again. Don't do what they did and just copy and paste it, but in HD. Because otherwise you're just making remastered. You're making, like, you might as well, if you're gonna label a product, but then again, I mean, if we're talking about Star Trek, I mean, it's in the rules of acquisition, right? Never be afraid to mislabel a product. But, you know, you would, then at that point, it's Heavy Metal Remastered. It's not Heavy Metal 3, it's not Heavy Metal 3000, right? I mean, well, maybe it's Heavy Metal 3000. You get me, right? Make it something new, but make it got that same boom, and then, you know, right there, make it got that same pizzazz, that same 80s glam rock energy, right? That's heavy metal. That's Heavy Metal Magazine, right? That's all of that sort of shit, right? If you're wanting it to be that, make it that. Don't take the name and then go, and we're also making fucking, who was that X-Man who's now a man? Shadowcat? You know what I'm talking about?
Do they do that?
Never. So then we get, oh, okay. Hold on. Shadowcat. We'll just muffle that part there. Morph? No, not Morph. No, not Morph.
We've already done the morph.
Yeah, we already went into Morph. Oh, phrasing. Fuck, phrasing. Oh my god. No. Kitty Pryde in like the X-Men movies. Who was that? Oh, jeez. Creepy Morph? Yeah, Creepy Morph. Oh, yeah, no, Morph is... Okay, you know what? I probably just need to repeat this because they showed up like a little bit later, right? I'll do it, I'll make it the truncated version of it, right? Morph is a creepy fucking... Like, I'm gonna walk up to you in the shadow... In like the showers while you're butt naked, and I'm gonna like take a squeeze and whisper into your ear what I'm gonna do to your butthole before you've even had a chance to react or say no. You're already on the floor fucking taking it. Like, that's the energy he gives off, like, that he fucking gives off in this show. And then he's also a coward who believes that acting like, presenting himself, being Morph means take the face of somebody else so that way they can really speak the fucking what they really feel. Oh my god. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Like the worst.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Elliot Page. That's, you know, what was it? What were they called before? What was Elliot Page called before they were Elliot Page? Either way, who fucking cares? Elliot Page, that's what they'll do. They'll go, here's the new heavy metal movie starring Elliot Page. Right, and now we're sitting here going...
It was Ellen.
Ellen? It was Ellen? Okay. So now we got Elliot, yeah, so we got Elliot Page as the character. So now immediately you're sitting here going, oh no, what's going to happen? Because you know there's going to be some bleed over from somebody having some sort of opinion that they wanted to have projected on the silver screen. You know what I mean? They wanted it up there in big HD fucking things. So that's what we'll get from a Heavy Metal 3. If it comes out, it's going to be it will be shit. I expect it to be shit, and that it would be full of this fucking of the message, right? Like, I wouldn't even be, I would, like, it would have, like, some scene that looks like Hanover Fist, like on the space station, where there's a bunch of goofy-looking aliens, and then somewhere in the background, it's gonna have, like, the fucking, Drag Time Story Hour in, like, the background on the spaceship, and everyone's like, yeah, Drag Time Story Hour. Right? Heavy metal, like the 80s comic stuff. Yeah, Trek always had SJW woke vibes. I mean, yes and no, because there's clever allegory when you're wanting to give a message and you're wanting it to make people think, but you're also wanting to entertain some people, right? You're wanting it to be entertaining, but you're also wanting to give some kind of moral at the end of the story of Little Red Hen trying to make the fucking bread or whatever, right? And Star Trek used to be really good with this thing called allegory, which is giving the message but not beating the audience's head in with blatantly obvious messaging that's nearly insulting to the level of how fucking blatant it is. And even though some of these might not be totally subtle in the message, there is a vast black and white difference between two aliens in the original series, one who's black on the left side and white on the right side, and another one who's black on the right side and white on the left side, and they hate each other and they have a deep prejudice because they are different. They're not the same. Even though scanning them, they're completely identical. Like they're both the same species, but they just have this difference as to their pigment on what side of the body it's on, where they're light and where they're dark, etc. But like it's destroying their world and blah 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 blah. And it's at that point, like I mean, like I'm saying, that one's one of the less delicate ones, but that is that is soaring in the sky, high and free, bold and carelessly above fucking Picard beating the audience over the head with "Ice is bad. Look what it does to Hispanic people. They put them in fucking cages. Trump's cages." Right? Like that's Star Trek Picard season 1 and season 2. And then and like they lost grip with being able to give any sort of allegory in a message with one of these things. And they like these people had such fucking TDS that they really needed, like they desperately fucking needed to have in their Captain Picard show a direct commentary, like, hey, let's travel to fucking Trump's America and go see what it's like here at the border. I mean, you know what? I'll give them some credit. That's at least doing more than Joe Biden did with the fucking American-Mexico border. Captain Picard at least fucking went there. But, like, is it that much better? So, like, they go there, they beat you over the head, and then you're suddenly supposed to just be on board with the message. No, it really just felt like they were just insulting the audience with like fucking just low bar stupid messaging. Like, oh, jump in anytime. Like, what do you got to say on that one?
Well, no, it's just that they're forcing it.
Well,
so much.
They're like I couldn't even. I can't. I'm having like a meltdown here. No, like it was brutal. How like just unsubtle that was. If they wanted to give something about that, couldn't they have fucking dressed them up as fucking space aliens and said something about, you know, certain aliens being detained and not being able to go into like a star system or something, and you know, if you try to go in and except throughout the shield wall or something, if you try to sneak in or teleport in, they put you in the camp or something like that, and it's wrong. You know, like if they wanted to give some kind of messaging that was hinting at ice and all that, instead of like Star Trek featuring special guest Ice. You know, like what is that decision? I just don't understand it. Okay, there's cartoon characters they use to blast robots with lasers. I hate that they're so creepy now. Yeah, these characters, like, you know, there's probably some messaging. If you watch the 90s X-Men, which, I mean, I just watched the whole fucking thing before that show came out. And, I mean, it's a 90s cartoon that was pretty much castrated from the beginning with how violent and how explicit it could be with certain content. Right? Like, it didn't have a chance from the beginning to be everything that it could, should, and would have been, you know, barring that censorship. Spider-Man is also a guilty partner in this. Like, Peter Parker couldn't even say Uncle Ben died. He couldn't say died. He wasn't allowed to because of censorship. So he had to say fucking stupid shit like, Uncle Ben, I failed him, right? As being a fucking, like, emo reporter. And then, but then, like, there was, you know, there wasn't even that much. It would really be Magneto going, you don't care about these people, and then the other people going, we've got armbands on and we don't like you because you're different. You know, I guess they're the bad guys, right? And that's kind of as thick as the, you know, the sand pit of messaging really seemed to get in that show. You know what I mean? Prejudice bad, right? Prejudice bad. Prejudice bad. And I mean, and they did it in a way that, you know, you side with the X-Men and, you know, you accept them as the X-Men. They fight robots and they fight other mutants and stuff. But then there's always going to be those pesky humans. Oh, those damn humans. They're always getting in the way of our forward motion. Warhams needs 100% womans in all roles before it can be good. Oh my god, I'm gonna need to get like a beverage or something. I got a full pot of coffee. I did go on rant, so my throat's kind of going. I don't know. Can you see the chat? You can see the chat, right?
Yeah.
How about, you know, I'm gonna hand the mic over to you.
To be fair.
I'm gonna hand the mic over to you there for a bit. If you could read some of the chats maybe and give me a minute. I need to rest my throat. Yeah, if you could help me out here.
He-Man was supposed to be Conan the cartoon, but even pulling a tree out of the ground was too aggressive, so they went crazy with BS. To be fair, Conan is not for kids. It's not for, like, modern kids, I would say, but, like, certain kids, they'd be all about it. Because it's a lot of reading as well. And, like, it's a fantasy.
I mean, doesn't Conan, like, punch a donkey and, like, fuck a demon and then throw her in the fire?
Yeah, it's a great learning experience.
Yeah. Did you ever see that GIF where it's got Rose from fucking Titanic spinning around, like dancing in the fucking ballroom, and then it cuts to Conan being whipped around by like the lizard wizard from the second movie? You know that part where like it like the camera's rotating. Oh, that's such a good one. I cannot hear Jackler.
Well, I am not Jackler.
That's not Jackler. I'll turn him up. I'll turn up the volume. Here, let's do a sound check here. I'm gonna put you on 142%. Don't do any screeches.
The temptation is real.
Well, yeah, I imagine it would be, but I just turned you up, so
Yeah.
So, all right, man, you just got like misidentified. He thought, I guess you are AR, right? So it's kind of like Jackal-R, like, you know, maybe there was,
I guess.
you know, and also I didn't put it in the title or anything, and it's not like I don't have like an AR PNG to like put there, you know, featuring AR to put there in the thumbnail. This was all kind of rushed together. I mean, think about it. For the first 30 minutes of this After Dark, I was laying there with a cat pretending to sleep.
Yeah. And parts of that was me trying to get your attention.
Yeah. I kept I don't know if you could just see, I kept like kind of poking my eye up underneath the brim of my hat, being like, oh, I see something. There's somebody there. I got a bite. I've got a bite. So, whatever. Sometimes, I guess that's that's just the extended gag intro. Just
Yeah.
go, yeah. It's the wait until the actual show starts. Although this whole thing is meant to be the after show, right? After Dark, the whole thing is it's the after show. Oh man. What else sucks? Yeah, what else sucks? Everything. Oh man. Conan though. He-Man. So what's the deal? So there's that Masters of the Universe show, right?
Yeah, Kevin Smith did it.
Yeah.
I don't think people liked it too much. I don't know.
It was never really my thing. I was never really into He-Man really to begin with, to be honest. I don't know, I always just kind of thought it was weird. I mean, my brothers had He-Man toys, and I always thought that they smelled weird and they squeaked. Right? If you moved their like limbs, moved their arms or their head, the whole thing would have this horrible squeaking sound. And these things
yeah.
And these things had this horrible smell to them. Right? Like you
It
would
was bad plastic.
like if there was a box full of toys and there was a bunch of them just piled on top of each other. There's Transformers in there, there's fucking Pikachu, there's fucking generations of toys. You're gonna know if there's a He-Man toy in there because you're gonna fucking smell it. Especially the moment that your hand touches it. It activates the scent. So, and the squeak. Oh, that squeak. That's it's like millions of chalkboards all crying out in terror, and then they never get silenced in your brain. Like people will wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweats, like He-Man toys, right? Like my, like that smell vivid in their mind during the thing. Slaith reminiscing on cheap Chinese knockoff toy factory smell. Oh, is that what that would be? Yeah, probably, right?
This is bad toy smell, like bad plastic.
Yeah. Those like Pack-a-Pon or whatever they're called toys are probably made out of the same shit, right? It's that same sort of rubbery sort of plastic shit. It's all bendy and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smells like rubber and sand and gravel. It's probably like at least 50% of its content, I imagine.
Have you seen the unmeltable ice cream?
Unmeltable ice cream. No, I have no idea what that is.
It's from China.
Okay. Is it a toy?
No, it's an ice cream bar that you can put.
Okay. It's an ice cream bar. It's unmeltable. So if I brought like a blowtorch, this thing's not gonna...
It's gonna burn.
It's gonna burn, but not melt. Should we talk about Mortal Kombat? Oh, AR Mortal Kombat.
Oh, the new show's pretty good.
I've seen what AR is talking about. I've seen what AR is talking about, and we should just talk about Mortal Kombat. Trust me, Slaith. Just trust me, bro. My source is I made it up. We're talking Mortal Kombat now.
You've seen the ice cream I'm talking about.
He's seen it, so clearly it's crazy.
It's made out of shoes.
Crazy gelatin ice cream from China. Made out of shoes?
Yeah, it's made out of shoe leather.
So it's not really ice cream, right?
It's ice cream. It's labeled as an ice cream bar.
But it's leather.
It's not. It's made out of
It's not. That I'll believe. It's not. That I'll believe. Did you notice that when the ghoul said that in Fallout in the show, and the way he says it is really weird, where he's like, I guess not snot. Right? Like he's like, I guess not. He's saying snot.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Is that some Southern thing? Is that some America dialogue? I'm just not getting it. Is that where it's rough up on the roof?
Or because he doesn't have, he's saying snot as a knot.
Guess
and he has
snot.
no nose.
Oh, I don't know what? You guys liked the new Mortal Kombat movie? It seemed kind of shit. OG Mortal Kombat, much better like Bison Bucks. I've not seen the new movie. Is that the one where they go deep on the whole Scorpion Sub-Zero backstory, where they got that guy from, like, The Last Samurai to play, like, Scorpion or something? Or Sub-Zero? Is that the one?
Yeah.
I've not seen it. Have you seen it?
The new movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
About Maximilian, he's asking her about it in the chat. So he says it's pretty good.
I didn't mind it. I
Okay.
didn't mind it.
Didn't
It's
mind
alright.
it. It's alright. Okay.
It's better than the second Mortal Kombat movie.
You mean Annihilation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's not quite Mortal Kombat 2. It's Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which somehow includes stuff all the way up to Mortal Kombat 4. Right? There's Mortal Kombat. When I was talking about this with Jackler, right? Okay, there's Mortal Kombat, the movie, right? And in that movie, it includes Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 in that movie. And why do I say that? Because it's got Princess Katana and Jax in the movie. Not as... I mean, I guess Katana fights, but Jax doesn't. But Katana's some kind of weird exhibition, like, weird fucking, like, sex dungeon on the beach match. Like, pin me so I can whisper to you so Shang Tsung can get mad, but you don't have to kill me at the end of the fight for some reason sort of fight. Mortal Kombat, right? You know, Mortal Kombat. So, and then there's Mortal Kombat 2, and it's got characters from all the way up to Mortal Kombat 4. Including those bad guys at the end, like the Elder Gods or whatever, that are like working with Shao Kahn, and Raiden becomes one of them at the end and shit. Right?
Yeah.
All that apparently it all goes up to like Mortal Kombat 4. And that's pretty crazy, considering they came out the same year, I think. Mortal Kombat 4, I think, came out after Annihilation. So they were being worked on at the same time. Mortal Kombat is allowed to be sexy. That's why they got sexualities or whatever, right? That's right. It's pretty month. It's pretty rainbowlity month, right? Where they're able to get rainbowlities, right? Where they disembowel you with rainbows. And so it's pretty, spelt Pride, pretty rainbow month. And so you get your rainbowlity. I really like the casting of the original Mortal Kombat, so I can't really like the new one. I mean,
The new one has a nice spin on it enough.
I mean, sometimes it's hard to make that disconnect, though. Right? Like, I really had to, like with Dune, because I really love that old Dune movie, right? And then with the new ones, with the new Part 1, Part 2, I had to kind of turn my brain off at times with what I knew from the old one, because otherwise I would just kind of keep comparing it to them, and then I would never really properly accept or be able to interpret the movie with these characters as who they're meant to be. Like, if I don't give up on the Paul of the past, then I can't see the Paul of the future. And so you have to drink the water of life to recognize the Hank of the past. The Paul of the past is the Hank of the future. No, you see, just like with any of these things, like with Dune, the problem is factions, right? And we have to just get rid of all the factions. And, you know, like just like in Dune, right? You have to get rid of all the factions and control the spice. And yeah, so that's one of the things I had to kind of just forget that. With some actors, I find that harder to do than with others. Like, pretty much anything, if I see a movie with Melissa McCarthy in it, I'm running for the hills. There's only been one movie ever with Melissa McCarthy in it that I actually thought was good. I thought it was a brilliant movie, and I actually even thought it was absolutely perfect for Melissa McCarthy. Everything else she touches just lights on fucking fire and dies. But this movie where she's like part Muppet police officer with like in a world of Muppets, kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but on Sesame Street, right?
Yeah.
And that movie was brilliant for Melissa McCarthy, and so it really complemented it went both ways and it worked really well. But everything else she's in is just fucking hot garbage. That like, even if you brought it through a million recycling plants, like it's just not worth the energy.
Not.
No,
Yeah.
can't do it. Okay. So I'm passing the torch to you for the next 20 seconds as I'm going to be topping my coffee. It's the AR show for the next 20 seconds. Don't get my channel
The
banned.
AR show.
Yeah, don't get my channel banned, okay? Don't get me shadow banned, channel banned, or
Alright,
don't get me
I
in
need
trouble
you-
with Hannah Montana, okay?
I need people in the chat to start telling him that he needs to start playing Red Dead Online, so that we can go have fun with, playing video games together or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what's going on. The casting in the Mortal Kombat movie was so great. I basically wrote off Kane's Kano's character. The video games going from that point onwards. I really like the new Mortal Kombat's Kano, to be honest with you. Like,
Alright, almost back. Almost back.
well, he's almost back, so you don't have to deal with me very long. I'm sorry, I'm not that entertaining. But I really enjoyed his character. He seemed like the right type of Henri for like Kano in the new show. It was a little bit of like annoying, I guess, like new character or whatever, but the fact that he's like Scorpion's great grandson or whatever, I thought that was cool.
All right. So I imagine everything was going great. They were good to
Yeah.
you. They were a good audience.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good.
Yeah, see? Oh,
let's
see, we
see.
can farm gator skins with Maximilian.
What's this? What do we got here? So how about RoboCop? Like the movie, the show, the cartoon, video game, RoboCop in Mortal Kombat. He was in Mortal Kombat, right?
What, Kano?
No, RoboCop.
The Robocop? Yeah, he was in the new one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in one of those. I think I saw like RoboCop versus Terminator in some video. I had to stop playing Red Dead because I was farming so many gator skins. It was an addiction. Yeah, I can imagine. That sounds like a problem. That sounds like a real problem. That sounds like a real shame. Wait, why are we talking about Red Dead?
I was trying to convince them to talk you into playing it.
but wait, what?
Yeah,
But why?
I don't know.
But who would? But
Who would do this?
who would do such a thing? I don't understand. So which RoboCop movie do you like the most? Ooh, that's a tough. Not RoboCop 3. Right? I think I can immediately rule out the one where he's got the jetpack in Japan. I think that one is the worstest one. I almost want to. I don't know. Can I do like they both tie for second place? I think the first and second ones both have their strengths. The second one doesn't really suffer from too much sequelitis, where it's we have to do all of the things from the other movie that people liked again, but in this movie. You know, like the Guardians movies, where Guardians 2 was, we need to have dancing Groot. We need to have Star-Lord singing with his Walkman. We need to have, like, you know, we need to have all of these things, especially all the shit that we tried to cram into the fucking ending credits that everybody loved and was like, oh, it's so good, right? We need to do it all again. Kind of like, I mean, Deadpool 2 had a bunch of that, actually. Deadpool 2 had a bunch of sequelitis in it as well, which was unfortunate because Deadpool 2 is, I would want to say, in very many ways, clearly the superior to the first one. Predator 2 or Aliens? Oh, these questions are getting hard now. I'm gonna say... Oh, actually, no, that's not that hard. Predator... Aliens. I mean, they're both great movies on their own, right? That actually... No, actually, now that I'm looking back on it, like, with a little bit of hindsight, that did seem like a bit of a softball. Aliens, I would say, it's got the more action pace. Although, I mean... You know what would have
really
made...
It's Predator versus Aliens. That's...
Well,
but it's like Predator the movie versus Aliens the movie, as far as like what is like the better. Like,
I would say,
action.
yeah, I would say really it would be, if to make it harder, it would be Predator versus Aliens, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Predator 2 has a severe weakness to it. It's a good movie, but it's got one weakness. The fact that you already know the mystery from the beginning. In Predator, you didn't quite know what was going on throughout the whole movie. You didn't know that there was a space alien, the Predator, that came from fucking outer space to hunt Earth's deadliest, like, wildlife, us. You had no idea what exactly was going on. If they cut out all of the scenes with the Predator in that, it would just be a bunch of gorillas in the fucking jungle fucking selling cocaine to the fucking, like, cartels and shit. Right? And with Predator 2, that Band-Aid's already, like, the mystery's already been torn off in the first movie. Yeah. So, you know, like, because, like, he's a detective, he's going after the mystery of who killed his like, detective buddy, you know, he's going after the crime, you know, the crime lords look like this, and you know what I mean, like they were like the Rasta crime lords, and they, you know, the movie's totally, I mean, it's very larger than life, right? Like the 1990s or the not so distant future 1990s that is Predator 2, right? I mean, in some ways it kind of reflects modern day, but like it's very larger than life for what it was. But then suddenly you just get to see a bunch of Predator scenes and see the Predator doing shit and like talking on his fucking Pip-Boy and shit or whatever. He's fucking hanging out, and I mean, you know what? It does, that movie does finally earn the title of it. You know that scene where he's checking out the little kid that asks him if he wants some candy? There. Roll credits. Predator. Right there. Predator. We never got that in the first movie, but in the second movie, this one's clearly a And so, like the whole sort of noir cop mystery, right, behind Danny Glover's character, it kind of gets robbed of itself by, you already know you're in this sort of like action sci-fi anthology piece from the beginning. You know what I mean? You already know he's gonna fight the space alien at the fucking end of this thing, because that's who the murderer is. Garbage Take 9000. Well, you bear in mind that I did say that the movie's got strengths on many of its merits, and that it's a good movie, but that it has this one severe weakness that the first movie doesn't have, because of the way that they presented because of the flow of the story and the way that they want to have that reveal. You can't reveal that Darth Vader is Luke's father twice and it have the same impact, right? You can't have Star Wars, where he reveals, I'm your dad, and then the next one, hey, I'm your dad, and everyone gasps, oh my god. The Predator could only get that one reveal in the first movie. What the fuck am I dealing with? It's a fucking space alien in the fucking jungle, right? And so then you can say the same thing about aliens. Yes, you can. You can say the same thing about aliens, I suppose, where in the first movie you don't know exactly what's going on, but then the alien breaks out in front of them all, and I mean, the adventures of alien movies generally focus and are following the Sigourney Weaver character Ripley, other than where the series diverges with the unholy alien resurrection, where now it's a clone of Ripley that plays basketball with that guy from CSI that, like, went to jail or something. And so, and then there's the AVP movies, Christ fucking sake, with the pred alien that, like, fucking, like, mouth grapes the pregnant women, and then, like, they're pregnant, so the facehuggers clearly, like, eat the babies or something, or whatever. Like, you know, like the chest bursters eat, like, you know what I mean? Like, chest bursters are already pretty nasty enough, but now they're being put into, like, pregnant women that are gestating in like, the maternity ward. And so, like, now they're putting in a bunch of baby deaths. Well, I guess if you really wanted to crank up the ratio of baby deaths in an Alien or Predator movie, I mean, AVP2 really fucking hits that mark. But, like, it really fucking falls short of what the original one was. Which the original one is this, like, it's a space haunted house, right? With the space slasher, it is like space Michael Myers, the alien.
Yeah.
And then of course there's the whole, like, unwanted pregnancy psychological sort of horror to it, right? With many of the things, with, like, the face huggers fucking, like, dick appendage, and with, because it's Giger, with a lot of the, like, the really, like, phallic fucking cyber mecha organic sort of things that everyone's going on. That was AVP2. I didn't see that, but that scene is infamous. Yeah, yep. And also, I think is it AVP2, or was it one of the Alien, like, Covenant movies that has the two characters that are showering, and then the alien's tail comes up between the girl's legs, and it's, like, pointing up, and it's, like, about to, like, bottom face hug her, sort of thing? You know what I mean? Like, it's about, like, oh, it's about to fucking get its alien on in that scene, like that's what the extendo mouth is for, right? The dick-shaped mouth.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, like, Predator 2, it's like, if you were to look at it like Predator, like, let's say you went into both of them. I mean, like, I guess if you went into it, I'm gonna take this from a different angle now, okay? If you were to go into Predator 1 and into Predator 2, because I actually watched Predator 2 first, before I watched Predator. So, if you were to watch these movies without watching the other movie, and you just watched them as a standalone, Predator 2 has a lot more scenes early on where it shows you the Predator. So it tears off the, like, you know what I mean? It shows you him cloaked on the roof. It shows you him really early in the movie. I think you're at least, like, 30 to 40 minutes into Predator. Or, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing. You're a good amount of time into the first movie, before you ever properly see the Predator. I think you maybe see his hand in one of the thermal vision things, and you might be able to take a guess, because he's got fucking, like, I don't know, like, crazy claw fingers, and, like, a machine, and, like, some kind of, like, Pip-Boy going on. But I don't know. I just feel like it's like they just did it too soon in that one. Although I enjoy the whole like I kind of thought it was funny that they made the Predator kind of juxtaposed to the the Caribbean Jamaican like drug lords who all have fucking dreadlocks and shit, of course. Everybody has fucking dread, you know what I mean? So that way they look like the Predator. If you're just kind of looking at it in like a dark room in a silhouette. Hey Slaith, what's a better movie? Pirates 2 or Toy Story 3? Okay, I might need a bit of a refresher. Pirates 2 is the one where they introduced Davy Jones, right? And that's the one where Jack Sparrow dies. And then he comes back in the third movie with like the crab underworld. Do I have that right?
Something like that. I can't remember.
Because the first one is Secret to Monkey Island. In like, oh my god, it's the Secret of Monkey Island. The first one. Pirates of the Caribbean with all the ghost pirates and everything. I mean, Barbossa straight up looks like LeChuck. With his like skull face and his like, oh my god. It really is like the Secret of Monkey Island, the movie. And I remember saying that back when it came out too, and I was like, well, I guess we'll never get a movie for Monkey Island. Although that's probably a good thing, to be honest. I don't think anybody would really want a movie for Monkey Island. I mean, they might say they do, but then they would get it, and it would not live up to the expectations. But, okay, so that's the one with Davy Jones. I'm not going to remember everything. But then what was the other one? The other movie? Toy Story 3. Is that the one where Woody gets sold to the collector and he gets like refurnished? Or whatever, he gets like refinished? Like he gets like his paint job stripped and then like repainted and his eyes are done. And then that's the one where there's like the old prospector guy who wants everybody to stay in their boxes or something like that. And then everyone's now getting accustomed to there being no Woody, right? And is that the one where they meet the teddy bear that wants to throw them in the furnace or something?
I've never seen that one, but I've seen parts of it.
Secret of Monkey Island already is a movie. Is it? I mean, maybe it is, but I'm just going to imagine it's not very good. I have to go anyway. It's late and shit. This shit ain't spicy anymore. Oh, well.
Oh, have a good day, Maximilian.
Oh, that's Toy Story 2? Toy Story 2 is... Wait, which one's Toy Story 2? Prospector is 2, Teddy Bear is 3. Oh, okay. Teddy Bear is 3? Because, I don't know, that one was alright. I think 3 was better than 2. You know. Oh, unsubscribed, canceled, double unsubscribed. I'm reporting this channel. Reporting this channel for hate crimes. And I think I remember 3 being better than 2. And then, because I mean, it's also like one of those proper passing of the torch movies, right? Because isn't it at the end of the movie all the toys get given to the little girl and Andy moves on with his life?
I think so.
Yeah, Andy moves on. It's the Sierra Madre. Right? Begin again and let go. It's the Sierra Madre. Yeah. Right? Andy, that movie, and it even has, like, the bear is, like, the disgruntled old man that doesn't want to let go. Right? In that movie, he's, Elijah. And then he gets his... Does he get his just desserts and fall into the furnace, I think? I think he might die. I forget what happens to him. But, you know, that movie... Yeah, Andy, like, lets go. He gives all of his toys to this little girl. And then she's now... So she's now the new Andy. So the toys get to have... They get to live, you know, they get to have a new kid to be the toys that get played with.
right? So everything's because you know what I mean, like because Andy doesn't play with them anymore. He's a grown man, right? He's not going to be playing with these toys anymore. So now that he gives them, so everybody gets like a happy ending, right? Andy moves on with his life. Girl gets the toys get the kid, and the bad guy gets the comeuppance. And then Pirates 2, yeah, it really it serves as like the end of an era, as the end of a saga. Anything beyond that is just getting fucking bloated, right? Like don't do it. You ended it. You're like that right there is Captain Picard sitting down and going, you know, I should have done this a long time ago. And then he starts dealing the cards out. Da 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 da, and everyone's happy. And then you never need to make another Toy Story movie again. Because really, are they really going to hire Tim Allen after, you know, Tim Allen had a show, and then of course, you know, he didn't have a show. You know what I mean? So, are they really going to do that? Probably not. So, like, you know, they can't keep supporting Tim Allen. So, I would want to say that Toy Story 3 better than Pirates 2. But then again, Pirates 2 is like a sequel bait sequel, right? Like The Matrix 2, right? Where there's Pirates of the Caribbean, which ends, and you could treat it like a standalone movie that never had another sequel ever again. It's just Pirates of the Caribbean. And you don't need to have any of the rest of the bloated weight of the rest of the whole series. You can just use that one movie, and it, you know what I mean? It doesn't sequel bait you into more movies. It just kind of, it ends, right? On like a high note, done. You know, maybe there's more adventures, but we don't really need to see them. But the second movie, now we're in Harry Potter Part 8, Part 2. You know what I mean? Where there has to now be the Part 3 to finish it off, to finish off the book or whatever the fuck. Right? So now we have to have this whole drama with fucking, like, Legolas and fucking Padme and, I don't know, the voodoo chick that's also a god that's romantically involved with Davy Jones. And Barbossa's back, because it's a sequel, so you have to bring back all the stuff from the first movie. You know, like the guy with the glass eye and the guy who was the dwarf from the Dungeons & Dragons movie.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You probably forgot that he was the dwarf from the Dungeons & Dragons movie, but your brain didn't. Your brain didn't forget. Now you remember. Oh, yeah.
It would never forget.
He's that dwarf from the Dungeons & Dragons movie. You know, I always thought that he was also the Amish guy from, like, what was it, Dave Mirra or Tony Hawk? There was like an Amish character, and I could have sworn he was also the same guy. But he was also the dwarf from Dungeons and Dragons, sort of, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Jesus. Wow, we're almost going on to the third hour now. How are we doing with time over there with you?
I'm doing good. I ordered a pizza.
Ordered a
Getting
pizza?
dinner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Getting done.
That's right. Imagine when... training. Unit ready. Unit lost. Unable to comply. Building in progress. In progress. Building in Congress. Another garbage take 9000 from the Advanced Science Factory. Thank you. Nightmare on Elm Street or Hellraiser? Hellraiser.
We were even saying that one guy from the Fallout show looks like him.
Yeah, Sinclair. Looks like, fuck, what's he even called? Okay, so there's Pinhead, then there's, like, Vagina Throat, and then there's Chatterer, and then there's, like, Fat Man, or whatever the fuck he's called, right? That's all the Hellraisers right there? That's all the Cenobites? There's Pinhead, Vagina Throat, Chatter Teeth, and Fat Guy with like, sunglasses. And Sinclair, in episode 10 of Fallout on Amazon, looks exactly like the Fat Man Cenobite from Hellraiser. The one who was originally going to be the leader of the Cenobites
but then like they couldn't hear his dialogue or something because of the costume, so they switched it to Pinhead last second.
Wait, really?
Well, isn't he also, he's the last one to get defeated in the movie, and he gets defeated
Yeah,
in
that
the
is true.
he gets defeated in the stupidest way. He walks through a door and then he like looks at her, and then the like ceiling falls on him and he dies. Right? Pinhead, which Hellraiser do you like the most? Not the one in the space station with the Space Marines. Not the one that has the different guy playing Pinhead. Not the one that's focused on none of the Cenobites, and it's about some guy in hell in purgatory confessing his sins to some demon Max Headroom-like character.
Yeah, that was strange.
Not the one where it's a video game or simulation.
Don't they all like have to always like end up like trapped in like the puzzle box to like figure it out or whatever?
Well, they that's the way you defeat them, by trapping them in the
Puzzle.
in the puzzle box. Yeah, in the it has a specific name, which I forget what it's called, but essentially you trap them in the thing. I mean, the first two movies are almost like one like one continuous thing. One continuity, one continuous thing. The first and the second movie have much more sinew, and I think have like all the blessings of the creator of it. It's the third one that goes off the rails. Even though the third
like
one,
super off the rails.
the third one is the one that goes off the rails and starts changing things, especially Pinhead, and because that's the one where because it's the end of the second one, right? No, is it the end of the first one or the second one where Pinhead is put onto the spinning thing? The lament configuration. Thank you. Where there's that spinning sort of like column, and then like some movers find it. That might be at the end of the first one. Hellraiser or Candyman? I'm still going with Hellraiser. Candyman, just, I don't know, I could never really get behind the whole like, oh my god, I just put my hand down into honey, bees were used to torture the Candyman. The Candyman can, like fuck's sake, oh my god. Where like they just like I get it, he's some kind of revenant specter ghost thing that's haunting the people that he's about to fucking brutally murder with the ways that he was fucking brutally murdered and tortured way back in the day. But fuck, oh my god, I fucking get it. And like this, he's got the same fucking gimmick as Beetlejuice. Like, how often do you think, you know how like phone lines can get crossed? You put in one number, but somehow their phone, you called some other number because something glitched out or whatever? You think somebody ever goes, Beetlejuice, and then Candyman shows up behind them and it's like, oh fuck. And then all of a sudden Beetlejuice shows up in some place over in America and he's like, hey, what's going on here? Oh, hey, who are you? What do you mean? What, honey? What? No. I don't do honey, right? You know, oh, honey, oh, I didn't realize we were so close together. Maybe we should get hitched. Let's go, right? Like, they have the same fucking gimmick where you say they're Bloody Mary, boom. Oh, hey, Tony. It's Tony behind me. There's no ghost behind me, so it's okay. I had to check. So, you should rewatch it because they're extremely similar movies. They're very similar in tone and like the 80s creep vibe, supernatural being that's out to kind of come get you. I would say like it's not got the same tone and delivery as like It, but I guess it's sort of in the same vein of like supernatural horror that's coming to fucking get you. Nice fucking model. Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we can get the chat to. George A. Romero Zombies. have they always shown signs of intelligence since the originals? And has it been like a tier of intelligence through each zombies? Because I have a presentation for the chat.
Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Are we gonna need to like pull you up on screen, and you're gonna need to pull up the whiteboard, like the dry erase
What,
board?
Big
Like,
Daddy?
are,
Big Daddy?
do we need to pull up like the dry erase marker board or whatever, and then like, and you can go on this whole thing?
I need to open
Up
door
Paint
for
or
the
something in
pizza,
there.
for the pizza delivery man so that he can actually find
You
my
need to open up the door so he's gonna walk in mid-rant where you're talking about zombies. You're gonna like be halfway talking through Bob shooting the guy in like Day of the Dead, and he's gonna walk in and he's gonna just walk out. He's gonna leave the pizza and not care.
I thought it was Bud.
Buds.
Right.
Is it Bud? I thought it was Bob.
Might be Bob.
Whatever. 3-letter name starting with B, ending with a vowel. That's not a vowel, a consonant.
The little girl.
The little girl with
The zombies.
with
the
the trowel.
zombies in the original one pick up a rock to
Yeah.
smash a window, right? So they already are showing object use. But even more so, the little girl in the first one picks up a garden towel to stab her
Trowel.
mom.
Garden trowel. Yeah. Garden towels are something very different. And
I mispronounced that.
yeah, just clearing that up for the people at home. The garden towels would be less effective of a murdering weapon, but with in a zombie's hands, according to like Max fucking Greenberg or whatever his name is, right? In a zombie's hand, like, they could like decapitate you with a towel, right?
Okay. So we see her do that. Then, moving on, we go on to the original Dawn of the Dead. And this is my favorite of like the intelligent zombies personally. We find the appraiser zombie. And there's one zombie in particular. And
is that gun holding zombie?
yes.
Okay.
He's an appraiser zombie because of the way he holds the various firearms that he gets.
Yeah, he's looking at it. He's looking at it.
Well, he grips. There's several moments in the time when he has a chance to have human flesh. And he gets a hold of a gun. And he just won't let go of the gun. And the human lets go of the gun. And he walks away. The rest of the zombies want the human. This zombie is like an appraiser because he either was defending himself with the gun in his like previous moments before he became a zombie, or he had like a deep affection for firearms, but he knows what it is. And so he goes through like multiple parts of the movie, surviving, might I add, where other zombies die to other stuff and get killed. The appraiser zombie waits for his moment to snatch.
This is fucking
We
brutal.
come the Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
The next chronological time of events. We come into Day of the Dead.
Yeah. So the next
Yeah.
piece of evidence. Wait, can we circle back a little bit before we move to Day of the Dead? Does I don't remember it because it's kind of a long movie, and I think we watched it late at night. And you know how that happens, right? Where it's like you're not if you don't watch it at the right time, in the right mood, and the right energy, with the right light, and with everything everything's got to be just right. The planet's got to align. There's going to be pockets and things you don't remember it. And that's not a good thing, like replay value. That's that's like I stayed up all night and then I tried to do a good job at this and I didn't. You know? So like that movie, I would say, has some pockets in it. Like at any point, do our heroes or does anybody in that movie ever have like a like why are they coming here to the mall? Like in the remake where it was like why do you think they're coming here? I don't know.
maybe they're coming to what they did to do in life. Maybe they are just kind of like they're coming to what they know. Maybe they're coming for us. You know, did they have anything?
Well,
Did they drop anything like that at all in that one? Because I mean, really,
they had the message that was sent out in the original Dawn of the Dead is not that. It's the same kind of message as in like the original Night of the Living Dead. The zombies are just like the pressure, right? Like the constant pressure. The actual danger to the survival of the group
is the group?
is either A, the group itself,
Yeah.
or B, humans.
Yeah.
Just humanity in general.
Well, another part
Entering
about
into it and causing issues.
yeah, but
right?
another major part of the original Dawn of the Dead, and this, I mean, like right now, I mean, you're going over this lore wise though, right? But it is like that second movie is the movie where he's talking about like it's not just flat out like capitalism, right? As a criticism, I think it's consumerism, right? And or there was something where it was some kind of commentary on like mall rats and people who need to go out and go buy things at the mall or something like that, right? So the zombies are all the zombies at the mall, all the drones that are going around and doing all the shit, right? It's like a commentary on consumerism or something like that. But that's not the lore answer that you're wanting to go for. That's not the in-universe. How are the zombies going from garden trowel to I'm sad that a zombie's dead, I'm gonna shoot this P90 at you, right? With Land of the Dead, right? I think that there's a missing link.
Big Daddy in it.
It does. I think there's a missing link, but also
like open a door real fast.
Yeah, go get your pizza. Like I don't know. This has been a topic that's been brought up a few times. The zombie intelligence debate, right? And I think that there's some missing links here because it's a confused timeline. Because there's like there's essentially two different timelines where there's the original movies, and then there's also the remakes, and then the movies that go beyond the original two. Like Day, which also has a remake, which is fucking hot garbage, and then Land of the Dead, right? But the remake, it's almost like, okay, there's what you see in the original movie, and then what you see in the sequel, and then what you see in the remake of the original and the sequel, and then there's Day of the Dead, which in quality more lines up with the remake of the first one, but not with the quality of the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which then the remake of Dawn of the Dead then lines up with Land of the Dead. So there's this whole kind of like back and forth fucking hopping between different movies and remakes and timelines of the Dead series, where it becomes really confused in which one, like which, if any, or all of the above do you take as the thing? Like, are they both count? Just one of them counts? But then, like, there's clearly the tone and the quality of the presentation of one certain set of things, and then if you were to go by, it's just all the originals and, like, remakes be damned, right? Then I guess that, that's a way to go about it. But here's the thing, though, about that, AR, though. Here's the thing about that, though. So there's the original two, which there's nothing in between them. There's no, like, problems there. It's fine. Right.
There's differences in the first two originals.
Yes.
There's great differences.
Yeah, yes. There's the originals, meaning 1 and 2.
There's the originals as in 1. There's, like, the original Night of the Living Dead.
And then the remake of 1. Yes, but hold on.
Yes.
There's the original Night of the Living Dead. Then you go to Dawn of the Dead, because there wasn't a remake of the original one at that point. So the next movie in the series is Dawn of the Dead. Then the next movie in the series, this is where I might get mixed up.
I believe would then be the remake of the original, because I think Day came after. I think it might be the other way around, but that's still
Day came after Dawn of the Dead.
Day came after the remake of Day of okay. The remake.
No. It
That's
came
what
after the remake of Night. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
you're correct.
right. So the remake of Night of the Living Dead. Then there's Day, and Day in quality, tone, appearance, effects, etc. The zombies, the gore, the level, the guy who does all those gore effects, all that stuff jibes up more with the remake than it does with the original. And then so then there's the remake of Dawn, right, which jibes up more closely with Land than it does with any of the other ones. But it so if you were gonna go off of, like, it's hard to even make a bridge there, because like the disconnect between the original Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead is there's a movie in between there, and there's a big jump in what the zombies act like, looked like, what they do, how they die, the color of their orange blood. It's, you know, all of that kind of shit completely changes in between those, and so then suddenly Day of the Dead matches up with the remake of Night of the Living Dead, but that doesn't match up with Dawn of the Dead, because Dawn of the Dead is like in like the 70s, and the remake of Night of the Living Dead is in the 80s, and then Day of the Dead feels like it's also in the 80s, maybe early 90s, but it seems like it's in the 80s. And then we get to the remake of Dawn of the Dead, which then is also seeming like it's in like the early 2000s, right? Like, so there's such a confused timeline that you kind of can't bridge some of these together. You can't really bridge the end of Dawn of the Dead to like Land of the Dead properly, or like Day of the Dead, because like tonally it doesn't work. And then like the state of the world. Think about the state of the world during Dawn of the Dead, where there easily could just be any amount of fucking biker gangs going around kicking any amount of fucking zombie ass that they ever want, and like, there's, you know what I mean? Like, there's not, like, the world should be saved by now in this. And then you go to, like, Day of the Dead, and the world is, like, reduced to the last final 5 people in a fucking fallout shelter. Right? And then we get to Land of the Dead, and it's like there's whole cities and colonies and towns that are, you know, like, everything's now fucking Megaton from Fallout 3 and shit. And we're all fighting the zombies, you know, together, and like the bad guy from the Super Mario Bros. Movies there again, right? So, like, it's you know what I mean? Like, it's just so, like, there's like time jumps, tone jumps, how the zombies look and act, because the zombies in like the first movie just kind of looked like people. But then after that, they all kind of became Eddie from like the, like, what is that, AC/DC covers or Metallica or something? You know what I mean? They all became proper, like, decayed zombie monster people sort of thing. And then obviously the first movie, it has a bunch of people in fucking like their church outfits. You know what I mean? They're all wearing like ties and button-up shirts and all that. But then when you get to, like, the point of, like, Day of the Dead, now we have, like, ballerina zombie, clown zombie, army zombie, the nurse zombie sisters, banjo zombie, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, which really follows off of the original Dawn of the Dead, right? Like you were saying, where there was gun zombie. I'm trying to remember. There was a few of them. You have to kind of, like, they weren't quite as memorable as because the other ones are wearing these fucking ridiculous costumes. You know what I mean? That makes them really stand out. You really fucking remember, even if he's just like disappearing in the fucking crowd in one shot, fucking clown zombie, right? Like, oh my god. But the unique zombie uniques,
right? Is that? I think that's going to be that. Zombie Uniques.
Yeah,
They
just go
popped up
way
in that one. You know, like, because the first one's like a submarine episode or whatever that's called, right? They're all locked in this house together, and if they go outside, they can only go a couple meters before they have to run back inside and stay inside the movie.
Yeah.
What about Zack Snyder Army of the Dead? I have no idea what that is. Army of the Dead, AR.
Was that the one where they're in Vegas? If it is, ugh.
That's not World War Z, right?
No, there's one where they go into like Las Vegas and it's like this like casino heist movie, but also zombies.
Even George Romero was losing it, though. Like, Diary of the Dead, come on.
Well, that one's a travesty all in itself. I won't defend that. I can't.
I think the last time I appreciated George Romero being attached to a zombies title was Call of Duty Black Ops.
Brutal.
Yeah. You know, like, he's great. He's the grandfather of zombies, right? But sometimes Grandpa needs to sit down in his chair and shut up. Because we can only hear about back in his day and how he used stupid kids so many times before it's like, that's not how it is anymore, Grandpa.
Yeah.
And, you know, zombies kind of evolved into something else. You know what I think was the turning point for zombies? 28 Days Later.
Really?
Because because zombies came back into popular. They were kind of warming up a little bit after like Dawn of the Dead and stuff, like the remake of Dawn of the Dead. What came first, 28 Days Later or the Dawn of the Dead remake? And I think it was 28 Days, right? And 28
Yeah, I
Days,
think so.
28
you're
Days.
right on that.
It's not like a proper zombie movie, but come on, fuck's sake, it's a fucking zombie movie. And what was one of the main things about these zombies? They were fucking furious, foaming at the mouth, and chasing after you like a fucking marathon sprinter.
Yeah, they were intimidating.
Right? They were not like the lumbering around like fucking Frankenstein, like let's do the monster mash sort of zombies.
Yeah.
They were
they were
high octane 90s, early 2000s extreme zombies.
extreme zombies.
Extreme zombies, right? And then ever since then, zombies have been extreme. Zombies run now. You're thinking zombies? Much more popular nowadays. What about that movie with like the Nazi zombies in the snow? With machine guns?
I've never seen that.
Where there's a bunch of like frozen zombies that are also Nazis, and they're like intelligent and they hide under the snow, and it's brutal, right? So they have like choreographed fighting and shit, like ripped right out of Star Wars 8. Like it's zombies became extreme. Even Pirates. Let's look at Pirates for a second. Is Pirates a zombie movie? Not really, but in a way. Think about the opening sequence of Pirates, where there's the town and they're being attacked by the skeleton ghosts. And they're running around and dancing around and doing backflips and sword fighting, and they're being extreme zombies. Right? And then you think about the old school skeletons from back in the day, and they're barely moving with their fucking stop-go animatronic bullshit, right? So, zombies have been extreme since 28 Days. And it's hard to go back, don't you think? To lumbering zombies? Like, how about Resident Evil? The Resident Evil games that came out before 28 Days.
Oh.
Think about the zombies in that game. Were they slow?
I can actually ask an expert about that. One moment, please.
Oh, okay. He's asking an expert. He's using one of his lifelines on who wants to be on Afterdark. starring me. I'm still me. You're still you. You're not dreaming. This is Slafe After Dark. He's gonna go ask an expert. Is it the pizza guy? Is he like asking his dad?
He's looking it up right now. The Lifeline's looking it up for us right now. He's checking it. He brought in a very unique enemy that has always been fast and is scary.
The liquor?
No.
Not the dogs. But I mean, like, the Resident Evil zombies in Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2, they slowly lumbered towards you. And then maybe at the end they would take a few like stumbling quick steps and then grab you and bite you. But then we go into the later games. We go into the later games in like when it hit like Resident Evil 4, suddenly the zombies they're not even really zombies anymore, but once again, fuck it, they're zombies. They're running around, they're using like anti-air guns. You know, it's almost like actually, do you know what was you know what? I actually take it all back. I take it all back. Do you know when the true
Resident Evil beats it by a year.
What's that?
Resident Evil's the cause of it.
Oh no, I'm going to do one better. I'm actually going to go back one step even further. Return of the Living Dead. Zombie? No, they ran in that.
They did.
They ran. They talked. They still had all their faculties. They planned and they trapped. They tricked. They drove cars. Remember they had the zombie wagon covered in covered in like disheveled zombies that are like hanging off the sides. Such an iconic thing. You know, they pretty much had like the Addams Family car. Like that. So it might actually go back to that. Although that movie was a little bit more like comedic. So people might not have taken that seriously. They might have actually like dismissed that as not being scary. It's like zombies are slow. This is silly. That the zombies are fast and they talk. Right? Which isn't that's essentially the talking point, right? People didn't like the Dawn of the Dead remake because of the running zombies. That was one of the arguments against it. And
that's so dumb.
You know what I mean? They didn't like running zombies. So it actually goes back earlier to movies that were coming out around the same time as those remakes. Not even that much longer after if you think about it, like, you know, when the original Dawn of the Dead came out, which was what, like late 70s or early 80s?
Yeah.
Right? And then you think about the Return of the Living Dead movies. Those probably came out in like the mid to late 80s, maybe early 90s. So that's like within a decade of time of a buffer somewhere less than that, somewhere within that window.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Yeah. And it gets overlooked now that I think about it. Although like right there that might be the seed. And with the way that those get sprinkled in, and then when like, you know, Land came out, Day came out, and you know when the intelligent zombies thing became a spelled out plot point, like in that movie, and then when it gets less spelled out and more just, you know, less tell, more show in Land of the Dead, some of that might have come from or been inspired by Return of the Living Dead.
I can see it.
You know, kind of like the give and take of it. It's kind of almost like, you know, like military espionage. We're copying each other's tech, so we both have the same sort of notes.
Yeah.
There's elite zombies with miniguns. Resident Evil 5 has sections where they might not as well be zombies. Yeah, they're like something with like a parasite in their brain or something now, right? Like it's whatever it is now. I mean, like, it never really said it was a zombie series from the beginning, did it? It was Biohazard, Resident Evil. You know what I mean? Like, it was always like a chemical or like something. So, like, or whatever, right? Like, I guess It was never exclusively zombies. I mean, there was giant fucking tarantulas, crocodiles, dogs, bats. You know what I mean? Like all the essentials for like it's almost a mystery how you weren't fighting like slimes and mimics at 2, considering the fucking range of enemies in Resident Evil. You know, like this is the Umbrella brand mimic that can take any shape. Fucking zombies. Fucking zombies, AR. It had to be zombies. Right? We're probably going into, like, I'm guessing, like, probably the last half hour of this, because we're going on... That'll bring us to about 4 hours. That's a good round number.
Whatever works, you know.
You know what I mean? We don't want to go on for fucking forever, but, you know, everything that has a beginning has an end, Neo. Right? They're just, you know, people are just going to have to wait for next week. Next Saturday night.
People are just going to have to wait for next week.
Hey, don't you remember watching a TV show and you had to wait for next week for the next episode to come out? You can't, this age of instant gratification where people just get every episode of a whole season right away, it doesn't really work with this format. You can't just give them everything that they want all the time. You need to have them wanting more at the end. That's why Empire was great, because it had that scene with them looking off into like a galaxy or something, and they're like, we're gonna fucking save Han from Boba Fett, and you're not my sister yet, I don't know that, so I can hold your hand. And we kissed. The movie, right? Star Wars? So, you know, you don't know, like, are they gonna bang between movies? Like, maybe they did. You know, like that, you know, I've always known, like, really, really, you know, raises some questions in between the movies. Especially when you start factoring in just Carrie Fisher just in general. So, I mean,
Well,
that's a deep cut.
yeah.
It's a deep cut. The slow knife cuts the deepest. Talia al Ghul. Slaith, you stream every day. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, but this is Afterdark. This is on Saturday nights. This is a one a week thing. This show, Afterdark, is only on Saturdays. It's a once a week thing. So if you want to wait, if you want to see another Afterdark, you gotta wait a week. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I stream every day. I stream like gaming streams, but this is Afterdark. This is a podcast, technically. Or is it a vodcast? Fuck, I don't even know, right? I thought podcasts were supposed to be like only audio or something, but this clearly has video. So how does that work? Is that still a podcast? Is that how it works?
Is that still? I think so.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not hip with the kids. I don't know what that fucking means.
I'm not hip with the kids.
I don't know what that fucking means. I don't know what the lingo is. It's a podcast, right? So that's right.
Podcast, everyone.
It's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a once a week where all of a sudden we, for like 4 or 5 hours, start talking about how everything's woke and everything sucks. Except for Fallout. It's pretty good. Right?
I mean, Fallout is pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good. You know, at one point I might do I was thinking about doing one of these one week where I'll pull up an episode. I won't play it, but I'll like pause it and then I'll like put down the rate that it plays and then just keep pausing it so I can just kind of keep like inching it forward and then talk about certain scenes and shots and details and things. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So that way,
Yeah.
it's not playing the thing. Turn the audio straight off so there's no fucking audio, right? It's just like, all right, and tap it, and then it goes a couple seconds forward, and then tap it, and it goes a couple seconds forward, right? And you just kind of keep showing, and then, or you like, you know, you seek through it and find certain things, but you know, you could really like really analyze something from beginning to end just by turning the volume off. I don't know, maybe flipping it around backwards putting a fucking like hex grid that's spinning around like in a fucking delirium that makes you nauseous. And then it's like, all right, I can talk about this without it getting taken down. So then we could talk about it. But like, I don't know. Who was your favorite character from the show? I already know the answer, but
Coop.
was Coop?
Yeah.
What was your favorite Coop scene? There's so many good ones, aren't there?
Yeah, there's so many good ones.
If you had to pick, how about in no particular order, like a top 3, so that gives you a little bit of wiggle room to pick a few of your favorites.
When he has his happy day in the supermarket, when he gets all his stuff that he's wanting, the drugs.
When he gets like the ghoul drug that stops you from becoming feral.
And he's not having to panic, worry about it anymore, or anything like that. He can just
He's got his fix.
yeah.
It'd be funny if that's what it was. It was Fixer. If ghouls take Fixer, they don't go feral.
I mean, that'd be pretty crazy.
People are probably still complaining about that because of that kind of coming out of nowhere. Maybe it's just something that never got addressed in the games, or maybe it was something they never found out until 15 years after New Vegas, and X amount of years after Fallout 4. Because like however many years are between those games, right? In universe.
Yeah.
So
however many it takes.
Yeah, that they discovered something. Because I mean, it's not like stuff doesn't like the Fallout universe isn't like how the 40K universe was, where no one's able to figure shit out and they can't make innovations and stuff. There are still people who are making things and doing stuff in the Fallout universe. Right? They're not all living in shanty towns that are made out of like aluminum siding. Right? There's been a lot of time and people have rebuilt things. Like that's part of the whole point of fucking Fallout 2. When you look at shit, when you go to Shady Sands, and it's like, holy shit, this place has fucking expanded. This place is a city now, right? Like, and it like expands all the way up to like a Brotherhood bunker or something like that. You like it's like your name
is crazy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like people build stuff and thrive even in like this wasteland. You know, like there's war never changes, whatever, and things happen, but like. I don't know.
People are still making life doing it and stuff.
They're still doing it, and it, do you guys like Mr. Bean? Like the show Mr. Bean, or like the movies, or was that a show, or were they movies? I'm now forgetting. I think it was a show, right? Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean was he's like a movie actor and he has shows.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he's a character. Like that's not his real name, but
he's
like
a character.
Yeah. So okay, it was a TV show though, right? With like
I'm pretty sure, or it might be like his movie persona.
There might have been a movie he was in. I mean, he pretty much was Mr. Bean, and wasn't he in Rat Race?
Yes.
And he was just Mr. Bean. I am going to win. I am going to win. Right? Like, except for he talked. He was Mr. Bean that talked. Yeah. TV show and 2 movies. Okay. It's been a while. Like, I think the only Mr. Bean scene that I can think of, like thinking back on them, it is one where he goes to like a hospital waiting room and he takes a waiting number and he looks at it. And then he looks at the person next to them and they've got like all broke, like casts all over their body and they're like fucking like on every limb and there's no way they can move. And then they've got the number that's like the next one that's going to be called. And his number is like 800 something, you know what I mean? Like the number's on 5 and the guy next to him has 6 and he's got 890 and he's waiting there and then he swaps the numbers or whatever. I think that's the only one that I can even think of Mr. Bean. Honestly, I guess, I mean, it's funny silent humor. It's kind of fitting on. It's kind of falling back onto like the old silent films, like the guy that looks like Hitler,
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
Like that. Except for, any of the like text cards might be replaced with actual dialogue from supporting characters. Right? If there was like a nurse or like somebody that would be like, take a number, something like that. Instead of it just being like all of a sudden, but doo 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 boo doo boo doo, and then like this like screen comes on with like in cursive text, take a number, please, sir. It's something like it's essentially the same formula, right?
Brutal.
It's physical. It's just like visual physical comedy, and it's comedy without any words, without any jokes, I suppose. Like it's got setup. It's like jokes, but yeah, jokes without words. Because it's got a setup and it's got that punchline sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's not got any words to it. So I would say you're watching something that's funny situationally. I'm having a tough time kind of labeling it properly. But I would want to say it's physical comedy because of that then. Because of the way you're showing the comedy and you're showing the story through your body movements. Your like expressions and emotions with maybe like a subtle shrug or something like that, because you're not saying any words. Because the most that Mr. Bean does is just like a light grumble of maybe some kind of indecipherable speech.
Yeah.
Right, you just some ramble, right?
Almost like a penguin.
Yeah. Like it's meant to just be just some indecipherable, just grumble mumble, and so like, like Mr. Bean has it definitely, it's minimalist in that sense, but it gives off a lot, like because you're not having to write like jokes properly, like you're writing situations that are funny. So like I don't know, I'd have to give respect to the craft on that one, where it's like that's pretty top, that you're able to relay a story and humor without a single sentence.
Yeah.
So that one's pretty good. I think I remember there was movies, because like I thought it was a TV show, like, and so if it's both, I think I remember there being movies, but I also remember people saying that they were shit. And that sounds right. You know what I mean? Because like it's not something that you'd be sitting there through like a feature film length through. And then you're gonna have all these supporting characters that are gonna take all this time off of Bean doing things. So there's going to be like Bean doing things that Bean does, but then there's also gonna be this whole kind of story that surrounds him that he's not really involved with, but gets every so often intertwined with until an end where there's a big payoff where, like, I don't know, Mr. Bean gets, like, the fucking crown of England put on him or something, like Johnny English. And then the end. And then he goes and he sits down and he pulls a tea bag out of his pocket, and then he goes, ah, blah, 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 and then he leaves, and then the movie ends, right? And of course, you'd have to have, like, the guys from, like, Monty Python in it, and a bunch of other British actors, and then they'd probably sneak somebody stupid in there like Will Ferrell or something, and then then all of a sudden there's this whole like movie that surrounds the Mr. Bean scenes, and I might be totally off base on that, but that's how I would see that would unfold, because it's kind of like, why would you give Tom Green money to make a movie? That's not a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna make a movie of the Tom Green show?
Didn't they already do that?
Yes, they did, and it was terrible. It was called Freddy Got Fingered. That's right. Freddy Got Fingered. You probably forgot about that movie, but your brain didn't. You're welcome. So that's the one where there's where he's got the wheelchair girlfriend that just wants to suck his dick no matter what. And where there's the little kid that gets beaten up more and more throughout the movie until he's like horribly scarred and missing teeth, and by the end of the movie he jumps into like a helicopter blade
and then there's blood launched on everybody, but you can hear his voice going, "I'm okay, Dad, I'm okay." So he didn't die, so they were able to slip that past. Right? That's the one where he's got all the sausages rigged up to pulleys and strings, and he goes, "Daddy, would you like some sausage?" Right? Freddy got fingered. Oh my fucking god. Why would you give Tom fucking Green movie? To be fair, Tom Green intentionally made that movie to be horrible. That's part of its brilliance. I mean, like, Tom Green is probably one of the greatest professional shit posters. There. I fucking said it. Right? That whole movie is one giant shit post years ahead of its time that would fit amazingly well if there was some Facebook group called like Tom Green Green Posting. No, Tom Green Sausage Posting. I'm coining it now. Tom Green Sausage Posting, the latest shit posting group on Facebook, right? Where you can post your dankest memes and nobody reports, because if you report, you get banned. Right there. Tom Green Sausage Posting. Where it is all the most basest and anti-woked shit, which has a bunch of fucking woke infiltrators coming to try to wake people up to the woke, who are really just coming in there to naysay. And then you have your combat and your conflict, and it's great. It's great. Tom Green Sausage Posting on Facebook. There you go. I have no idea if that's a real thing, but that's what it would be. And that's where that movie would be. And it would be that post that gets interactions and likes and comments every day, and it's always at the top of the feed because it is the most it is the best thing in Tom Green Sausage Posting. And like, damn, you know, I don't even remember much of the actual Tom Green show, to be honest. It was kind of like a lot of short skits and stuff, wasn't it?
I don't either.
I remember he had the whole kind of talk show sort of set where he was behind a desk and he sat there part. He had that kind of part, but then he also did like little bits and skits and shits. Right? I remember that. I just don't remember any of them. Like, not a single fucking one. Which is kind of sad. But I guess when you make a lot of shit posts, I mean, are you really going to remember every single one? Do you remember every single shit post? It's almost 12 o'clock. Do you know where your shit posts are? So,
no.
You know, like, but so like Tom Green, there are just certain things you just don't make a movie out of. Right? Like, it doesn't adapt to the movie screen. It's kind of like how there isn't really a good Kids in the Hall movie. There's a few movies that have the Kids in the Hall in them, where they've like regrouped or like semi-regrouped, and they made a movie, and they're kind of dark humor from like the 90s of their sort of like skit show, comedy show on like Canadian Comedy Central or whatever, right? That brand of comedy and their style and them playing all the characters in their show, man or woman, and all that type of shit, and making a bunch of gay jokes because it's the 90s, right? Some of that doesn't really translate into a movie by the time they try to make one, especially when like they're playing multiple characters. It's kind of like you remember Ghostbusters? And I don't mean the one with Melissa McCarthy. I mean the original Ghostbusters, Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, the black guy. Yeah. Right? That's right. I just named all the Ghostbusters. And that's how I'm going to name drop them all. Especially when I said the black guy. Because I don't even remember his name. Ernie? The black guy. Fuck it. Bigot. Alright. Okay. Did you see the deleted scene where Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray are also playing bums in the park? They're not playing... No. Right, they're playing hobos in the park that run into Louis Tully. Or something like that. They're playing homeless guys that are drunk, walking around.
And it was a scene that they almost included in the movie. And do you think it would have been weird if Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd were playing throwaway characters that appear for one scene that aren't the characters they're playing throughout the rest of the movie?
Yes.
Would you wonder if that was really it was the same characters, but they were in disguise, pretending to be drunk hobos to do ghost busting or something, right? Like the way that it would kind of come across. And they didn't include that. I wonder the fuck why they didn't. Wow. But when you watch the Kids in the Hall movie, the same people will play multiple characters in the movie. Like, I think Cancer Boy is in that movie. They have characters that are reoccurring characters from their fucking TV show in their movie. And are you, no one's gonna fucking get that. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like, who the fuck is, they have a character named Cancer Boy in this movie? And he's like this,
What?
like, you know, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is this? And how come he's just played by the same guy that was earlier in the movie over here? Right? And
Yeah.
like it doesn't really work, right? Like, there are certain things you just don't give it money to make a movie. And then there are certain things that you should give money to make a movie, but you shouldn't give it to Amazon. Like Lord of the Rings. You know, like, there are just certain things you don't. But sometimes you can get away with it. Isn't it weird how somehow they got away with it with Fallout? Did Fallout succeed? He was overseeing it?
Yeah. He
Oh, yeah.
had his nose super far up there.
Oh, I bet. Did you see when somebody walked up to him and said, "Hey, the show's 10 out of 10" or something like that, or here's your ratings? And then he had this huge grin, like, really? People like it? Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, it's pretty good. So, yeah, that was
So he has his day.
he had his day in the sun where he was like, "Wow, people like me. I'm Todd Howard." What do you think? Is Coop meant to be Todd? Is he a Todd? No, because he's Cooper Howard, right?
Oh, maybe.
Right? Cooper Howard. They inserted Todd Howard into the Fallout universe. The universe that he bought the rights to, or not him individually, but or whatever, right? They just, Activision, or what am I trying to say here? Bethesda. That Bethesda bought the rights to make the sequel to Fallout, right? Because Fallout was in kind of limbo after the second game, and Brotherhood of Steel, and blah 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 blah. So, right there, I'd say, they inserted him. It's almost kind of like, okay, wait. Here. How about this? Who is the founder of McDonald's? AR.
Oh.
Ooh, right? You get me on that one, right?
Yeah.
Now imagine if they made a Fallout movie about the creation of Fallout, and it was called Howard. And it followed Todd Howard, a young Todd Howard, discovering Fallout, and then bringing it to, like, its maximum potential. And you know what I'm saying? That would be the creation of Fallout movie, and it's called The Creation of Fallout, right? And it's all about Todd Howard making Fallout 3 or whatever.
I hate it.
You hate it, but it's like too true to be not possible.
Yeah.
Because you saw the founder, right, with Michael Keaton and McDonald's.
No.
You never saw that one? That's the one
No.
where Michael Keaton is like a fucking used shoe salesman going door to door selling blenders. And then one day he goes to McDonald's and he's perplexed that there's, like, just a paper wrapper or something, and how fast the service is. He's amazed by all this stuff, and how it all works and how it's amazing. and then he teams up with the two McDonald's brothers that own McDonald's, and then he decides to become like a manager distributor of the franchisees, blah 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 blah. And then essentially he does a bunch of corporate fucking shenanigans, and then he's now the owner of like McDonald's whatever, which owns the rights to be able to do franchises and blah blah blah. So now effectively he's now McDonald's, and they can go suck it, right?
He screws them out.
Yeah, and he's and it's called The Founder, and it has Michael Keaton on the front, you know, playing the guy or whatever. So, you know what I mean? That's right there. That's Howard. Howard. Right there.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What's the ghoul? Isn't the ghoul called Howard?
They call him Coop.
No. Oh, no, it's Harold. Harold, Herbert, and Bob. I'm thinking of not the one from the show. The show is Cooper. Yeah, in the show that's Cooper Harold. Fuck me, Cooper Howard. Right? No, but I'm now thinking of from the games. Harold, the one who calls who calls Herbert Bob. His name is Herbert, but I call him Bob because he doesn't like it. I guess it's kind of just desserts. And he's got his roots in my head. Right, like Harold?
Yeah, it's Harold.
Yeah. Jesus. So yeah. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes from the future of Fallout. I'm excited for season 2 though. I want to see New Vegas. I want to see the Strip. I want to see a fucking Securitron either active or destroyed. We got to see them in like a drawing, right? Or like a CG cartoon thing done in like silhouette, right? We got to see whatever. I want to see in the show, season 2. I want to see a wrecked Securitron on the ground with its TV screen smashed in or something. I want to see one that's like glitching out. Maybe it's still got power and it's like glitching out or something. It's broken. And I want to see one that still works and maybe has a personality.
You want to see a Guess Man?
Not necessarily. What about the other guy? There was the other Super Securitron, the one that... Howdy, partner.
The cowboy?
Yeah. Right?
The one that rescued you?
Yeah. So, I mean, the moment that character exists, and then obviously with Yes Man as well, it opens up the fucking floodgates that there could be all sorts of Securitron characters.
Yeah.
They could be reprogrammed. They could be repurposed. Somebody could put a new thing in it. Somebody combines Fisto with a Securitron. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? Like these...
Why would you bring up Fisto?
I don't know, modern audiences, they need this shit. You know, like they need to have that every so often. It makes them feel included.
Huh.
Right? It's Pretty Month, so we have to include Fisto for all the people that we need to like rainbow our heads to for a month for the fucking rest of forever. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, we're so...
the rest of forever.
Yeah. For the rest of forever. All right, so I guess I'll end it on that note. So before I get canceled. Oh no, is there more?
Well, don't end it on that note. That's a negative note.
That's a negative note. Well, Fallout 2 Season 2. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see where Lucy, the Ghoul, Dogmeat, and Maximus, and the Brotherhood or the Legion of Steel are going. I want to see a few more nods. I want to see the chicken fucker return. I want to see mustache guy who turned into a ghoul come back. I
really want to see that one chicken guy come back because he seems like he might be like an Enclave scientist or something like that.
he does give off a little bit of he's gonna come back as some type of bad. You know what I mean? Like not like a season big bad, but he's gonna come back as some kind of like maybe 2 or 3 episode maybe spanning arc of, you know, got to take down chicken fucker, right? Because he's got Lucy, or he's got dog meat, or he's got the ghoul, or whatever. He's got Maximus. Whoever he's got something. He's got something we want. We need to stop him. He's, I don't know, he's whatever. He's got the leg from the scientist from the beginning of the show. He's got bits of it, and he's created like a new super mutant clone from the bits of leg fragments that were left in that town. In what was that, Philly?
Yeah.
So he's got that, and he's gonna make a super mutant. I do want to see Enclave. It seems like we got Enclave Light in this, where we only got to get glimpses of like some Enclave scientists. It's like we just got like a little lame little easy mode level of Enclave shit. A couple
easy,
like a definite teasy. I would almost want to see. I doubt they'll pull us off, because it's going to be hard to include all this shit. They already dragged in NCR, so NCR was clearly confirmed to exist. Legion is a little bit dicey on if and when and who and what and where's going on with the Legion. But then, if we had Legion versus Enclave, that could be pretty cool. Or even what about Legion and Enclave join forces? Oh no! Now the two biggest names of villains in Fallout have joined forces. Holy fuck! We need, you're like, there you go. There's the biggest thing. The only thing next you need is then a cryogenic chamber opens up and a clone of the master from the first game comes out, and then like skinny dips into a vat of FEV, and then there's like an after the credits where you see his mangled body and face like wrapped around a bunch of computers with different body parts, like that movie Slither or whatever. And then suddenly we have it all. You have it all. I don't know, who's the bad guy in the 4th game? Is that just whoever you want it to be? Because there's like different factions.
your son.
It's your son. He's the bad guy. So it's the Institute. So the Institute show up. So now there's like synth Roman slaver South will rise agains coming up, because it's got to be all factions joined in one. That sounds like a good note right there.
Sounds like a disaster.
All right. So Fallout Season 2. I can only wait until next year on that one. So, I think that's the wind down, because
That's the wind down.
That's the wind down. So I'm gonna give this the whip around like it's Red Dead Redemption. I'm lassoing.
Joe Boys, he's lassoing.
I'm lassoing, and outro thing.